Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. As you can see, I'm joined by a very special guest, Julia Calls It.
Hello.
And Tumi Yuki will be joining us as well very shortly. I know it's been a while since we've done a live, but you know, we've got some things to discuss, recent events and a lot of craziness going on at the moment. So I will wait for more people to come in and see how that goes. As soon as you're in, if you can hear me. Hi, Alexis. Thank you. Okay, good. I'm glad everyone can hear me so far. We'll wait for Tumi to join as well. So we'll see how it goes. I am going to be doing some topics later on today. We're going to talk about Oxford University, a lecturer who's walking around with prosthetic boobs. Yes. I'm kind of reluctant to do those sort of topics because I don't like to feature these pervs. You know, I really don't, but this is Oxford University and we've got to address this. It's insane. And I'm going to talk about Jimmy Kimmel again. That's very interesting. Jimmy Kimmel is doubling down. He is not, you know, remorseful about.
Do you think he should be?
No, well, not that he should. I think I want him to be honest. You know, I want him to be honest, and clearly he's not. He doesn't care. So that's how he feels. That's how he feels. I would like to be at a stage where everyone can go by the same rules, because you and I both know that he would never, or any comedian, you know, who leans on the right could never get away with a so-called joke about Michelle Obama, you know, a similar joke about Michelle Obama.
Well, we'll argue that when we get to that part.
Okay. I definitely think there's a double standard. And that's what I'm still seeing, unfortunately, with this whole thing. But I would just like to see his ratings continue to plummet. And that will speak for itself.
That's not very nice, Irene.
Oh, of course. He's not funny. He's not funny. So I just think we should reward talent. And what I'm seeing, me personally, I don't find it entertaining. So, you know, if his ratings are plummeting, then obviously that's the people speaking very loudly. And I think that's the way to go. I know I get people saying that the president shouldn't be calling for him to be fired and that kind of thing. I understand where people are coming from with that. Would you have had the same energy, you know, if the situation was reversed? We have had.
But the same would be said. Sorry, the same could be said for Donald Trump as well, with the monkey comments that he made about Michelle and Barack Obama, what he posted. So the same thing can be said, don't you think?
Yeah, the same thing can be said. I don't really. He was posting the In the Jungle theme song, and there was Hillary depicted as an elephant. There was George Bush depicted as a wild animal as well. I think so. I can see where people are saying that he was just posting that In the Jungle theme song. It wasn't necessarily to say, you know, Michelle and Barack are monkeys. It was, I think he should have been smarter and not. Why was that included, that part? I would say that. And there's a lot of things that he has posted where I'm thinking, you know, why did you post that? So I get that as well. So yeah, the same thing could be said. You know, I can understand that. But.
And this is coming from someone that likes Donald Trump.
Roseanne Barr, I was actually going to talking about monkeys. Okay. Roseanne Barr, she was fired after Barack Obama called for her to be fired. The same network, ABC.
Who's that?
Roseanne Barr. You know what happened with her? Remember all of that?
No.
The whole show was cancelled because she went on Twitter at the time, I believe it was, and I don't believe she was trying to be racist or anything like that. I genuinely believe she just was talking about the woman's appearance. But there was a
Mhm.
congresswoman, I believe she's light-skinned, biracial, perhaps, and she had a picture of the Planet of the Apes, Mark Wahlberg movie. And you know how those characters look. She basically said that the woman looks like one of those characters.
Oh dear.
Yeah, this was a long time ago now. And there was her show was coming back. I think it's the Roseanne show, wasn't it? That show was coming back, and there were all these, the old favorites from the old show were going to be, it's like a reboot. The whole show got cancelled. So not only did Roseanne lose her job, but the whole cast because of that. And she even said she didn't know the woman was black. She, like, race was the furthest thing from her mind. It's a matter of whether you believe her. I do believe her. She said, and there's a really funny video where she's like yelling because she just had enough, and she was like, I thought the bee was white. Like she, she's a comedian.
Yeah.
That video, she just went off. She insists that she didn't even know the woman was black. Like she wasn't even, race was the furthest thing from her mind. So, there was that whole thing.
That could be true. Yeah.
Yeah. I personally would love for us to come away from seeing the, like, I think someone should be able to say, "Oh, you cheeky monkey," that expression, and not automatically see it as a racial thing. Like, I would like for us to come away from that, because you have people who use that expression. I think that I saw a silly story where a teacher was under scrutiny because she asked the kid, "Do you want us to sing the regular happy birthday or the silly happy birthday?" There's the silly one where it says, "You look like a monkey and you smell like one too." She sang that and she got into trouble.
Why?
Because because the kid was black. So I would like us to come away from this whole, we're not monkeys. We don't, skin color has nothing to do with being in proximity to frigging monkeys. And I would love for us to come away from that ideology and that mentality. True. And that's only going to happen when we stop seeing everything as race as soon as someone mentions a monkey.
That's true.
That's what I would like for us to do.
If it's not mentioned in a derogatory way, because it can be used as an insult. So if someone is saying it in a way that doesn't have any malice or any hate towards the person that they're talking to, then that's fine. Everybody should be. You can call someone, "Oh, you cheeky monkey." It doesn't mean that the person is a monkey. But when someone looks at you and has hate-filled rage and says monkey, that is the one where I draw the line. But I completely agree with you. Everything is not about race. Everything is not about skin color. We are all human beings, and we need to stop making everything about race, about color. That's the reason why the world is going the way it's going now, where everybody is just so sensitive that you can't even criticize or critique anybody who is, like, Black people can say anything they want to say about white people. But as soon as a white person says anything about a Black person, automatically it's racist.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. And that's what I don't like.
Well, that's what I was saying. I would love for everybody to just be held to the same standard and be held to the same rules. But that's truly when we have equality.
Yes.
And I think we've come away from that. And it's got a lot has to do with the media and the way people, and also, in the past, what people have been through in the past as well. That obviously does impact people. But I think that's to the extent that you allow it to. But yeah, so we were talking about.
Let's get in. Let's talk about first topic.
Yes, so we all know about the events on Saturday. Another assassination attempt, depending on who you speak to, because there are people who believe it's staged and all of this. So we have that, but on paper, there was another assassination attempt, and I did touch upon that briefly in one of my videos. And one of the things that came from that event was...
Wait, how many?
How many?
Assassination attempts. Isn't it one?
Oh, you mean in general against President Trump?
Yes.
So depending on how you see it, there's about at least 3 there's been now. Some people say 4 because I think there was some a car outside the Trump Tower, so some people count that one.
Okay.
But officially, it's 3 attempted assassination attempts against President Trump. Yeah,
that's a lot.
Yeah, you know, there was the one in Butler, obviously, where he actually got hit,
Mm-hmm.
and there were people saying that was staged. But I would like them to explain how a firefighter ended up dead if it was staged. You know, you hear from his family. They don't sound like actors to me. You know, so I don't really see how that could be the case. And then
who will stage that kind of thing, though? Who will stage it? Who wants to stage that kind of thing? Who has the patience or the time to stage that kind of thing?
Well, they're saying it's the government or the Republicans to garner sympathy for Trump, I guess. So, because what happened in Butler was during the election period. Mm-hmm. And there are people who said that after that, I was like, yeah, I'm definitely voting for him. Because they want to take him out. He must be doing something right.
Yep.
Yeah. There are people who he did win votes, so to speak, because of that incident. So people were saying, yeah, it was all part of the plan.
I like Trump.
Well, I've always, I've liked him even before he ran for president because I used to watch Celebrity Apprentice and that was like my favorite show. And I just was not buying it when all of a sudden the same people who were, you know, sucking up to him on the show, black celebrities, turned around and said he's racist. And I was just like, what? That's when I was like, this is insane. And that was what they ran with. Suddenly he's a racist when he ran for president. So, yeah, definitely wasn't buying that.
Unfortunately, the UK doesn't have a Trump. England is definitely cooked. People are doing what they like here. People are living. They have no respect for the culture. They just do what they like. So we don't have a Trump here in the UK. People thought Nigel Farage would be the next Trump, but let's see. Let's see. But we have the worst prime minister, Keir Starmer. He's an idiot, allegedly.
So you're not, you don't support our sister, Kemi?
She has no right to be the leader of the Conservative Party. No, I don't. Should I speak? Do you want me to talk about it or you don't want me to talk about it?
Why do you think she has no right to be the leader?
Well, she has a right, but I just feel Kemi is Nigerian. She's Nigerian British. She was born here, yes. But are you telling me that a white English person born in Nigeria can automatically be the leader of any political party in Nigeria? The answer is no. So if they won't allow it there, why is it okay here? Are you telling me there's no English person that can be the leader of the Conservative Party? It's all of these things that they are doing that is ruining the country and ruining everything. This is an English country. This is Britain. This is the United Kingdom. I know I'm going to get a lot of stick and slack for it, but I do not care. I feel that an English person should be the prime minister. Kemi can be home secretary. Kemi can be defense secretary.
Well, I can't be president of the United
States.
Well,
when it comes to the number one job, you have to let the person who is from this place, forefathers and all, to be the leader of their own country. That's just how I see it. And no disrespect to her, but that's just my take. Because if the shoe was on the other foot, nobody will accept it.
Well, I do agree that if you're born there, just like here, if you're born in the US, then you can be president. If you're not, so I can't be president. Darn. So yeah, I don't think, for me, it's nothing to do with that per se. She was born in the UK, right? Yeah. There are other cultures involved, obviously, with her being Nigerian. But I did like Kemi when she was women's minister. I did like how she spoke up, you know, in defense of women and all of that, and all the craziness that was going on. My issue is just the Conservative Party in general. All of that trans madness happened on their watch. So that's my issue with them. So I just don't have enough confidence in them to reverse what's going on. I know things are improving with the Supreme Court ruling, but it happened on their watch for 13 years. They sat back and allowed it to happen. It may as well have been Labour in office, because I mean, what they allowed to happen, the whole border and everything as well was going on their watch.
Terrible.
So I don't have much confidence in the Conservative Party in the UK. Tumi's not here yet. We'll see how it goes, but
just carry on. If you wait for Tumi, you'll wait forever.
Yeah, that's the issue. They're not enforcing the Supreme Court ruling. They're pretending that they're still waiting for guidelines. So even though they know what a woman is, it's very simple.
Women, we are being eradicated from the world. Everything is being taken from us, and I don't think it's fair. We don't have anything. We have men coming into the female bathrooms. We have men saying they are better looking than us. In the case of Magic Johnson's son, E.J. Johnson, so women, we are the most disrespected people on earth.
I mean, for the longest time, they refused to even say, they denied women's existence. So, I mean, that says it all. So I would like to see things improve in the UK in that regard. I mean, the Supreme Court couldn't have been more clear. So, so what I was going to talk about is the reaction to Erika Kirk with her crying, fleeing the scenes from, the Hilton Hotel. Shots were literally fired, obviously, and you can imagine with what happened to Charlie. I don't really see why people are having a hard time understanding this, but it's basically she's fake. Her response that night was fake. That's the things people have been posting, and it's like, if she didn't cry, they would say she's cold. I've seen those comments as well. So it's like, wow, again, I always keep stressing this. It's not about liking Erika Kirk. You don't have to like everybody. And there are people who do think she's a bit phony, and people are entitled to their opinion. Where I have an issue is just a complete lack of compassion for somebody who just lost her husband in the most brutal way imaginable. That's where I am. And you're allowing people like Candace Owens, who, again, nothing she has said has been substantiated, because as far as I'm concerned, it's fan fiction. You're allowing Candace Owens to exploit your dislike of Erika to, get people to get you to do something that is very just downright evil. That's my opinion. And what I'm seeing is just really disturbing. So I'll share that quick. Tumi I'm sure will be here in a minute, hopefully. Oh my goodness. I'll just share this with you guys. Oh, I think she's just joined us. Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm so sorry, guys. I literally set my alarm, woke up. Remember, I texted you in the group chat. Then I literally closed my eyes, and then when I woke up, I was like, "Oh my god!"
So, no problem. You're here now.
Better late than never.
Yep.
Hi, Tumi.
Hello, Julia. How are you doing?
I'm good.
I see you're pulling a me now and then not showing your face. It's okay.
Me? I'm showing my face. I'm here.
Where are you? Your screen is. Oh, there you are. Okay. No, because when I logged in, the screen was black.
Oh, can you see me now?
Yeah, I can see you now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Irene, you could see me, didn't you?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't
Like,
know.
huh?
Yeah. Long time no see, ladies.
Yes, it's been a while, but we're back now. So
Yes, we are.
So this is Erika leaving the event on Saturday.
I just want to go find I just want to go.
So, you know, she said, I just want to go home. She was crying. And you do have people
roasting her.
Yeah. I just wanted to show you some examples. It's pretty saying, you know, go home to your children, doing that kind of thing.
Honestly, I had to when I saw that stuff, like I said in the group chat, to me, this is Candace's fault. And in my opinion, like there are people who were saying that, after Charlie passed, that's when Erika became all bling bling and doo. And it's like, you've never seen her then in your life. You didn't know she existed until Charlie passed, because she was literally a beauty pageant queen, and that's what they do. They're very glam. She's always been glam. When they got married, she was glam. And she's always been blonde and beautiful with, you know, big blue eyes and long eyelashes, and always been glamorous. Like, I don't know. But again, I'm going to say it. I think it's just jealousy. That's my opinion. I can say that. It's jealousy. And I believe that all of this, like people that I know for a fact did not even care about TPUSA, didn't care about Charlie Kirk, did not care about MAGA or whatever, all of a sudden are watching Candace Owens because she did not get a role in the administration. Allegedly, she hoped that she wanted to, and then she didn't, and then she turned on President Trump. And then obviously, you know, her, Tucker, all those people became turncoats or whatever. And then now all of a sudden, people that I know for a fact, they're lifelong Democrats and would never ever in their life 6 months ago thought that Candace Owens was a coon for being Black and being a MAGA, are watching Candace Owens every day just because she, you know, hates Israelis, you know, hates Erika. You know, they now to them it's tea. It's like a reality show that they're watching. Tucker Carlson, they're watching Tucker Carlson when 6 months ago they would have said, oh, he's crazy. He's a loon, you know. And so now, to me, I don't care. Like, okay, who's somebody that is a very, very Democratic? Kamala Harris. If Kamala Harris had a TV show and was like, yeah, I'm done with the Democrat Party, like the woman who was the press secretary, the Haitian one with the curly hair.
Yeah.
Karine Jean-Pierre, right? When she all of a sudden said, oh, I'm no longer a Democrat, I'm an independent. I did not care. I didn't watch 1 second of what she had to say, because to me, I would never in my life, like all of a sudden, just because one person says, oh, I'm no longer this, just jump on their side and become their number one fan and be like, oh yeah, she must be right now. She's exposing do. Like, when I know for a fact that every day you were sitting there being the press secretary defending Joe Biden, all of a sudden because Kamala lost, now you're saying that, oh, and you got fired or whatever. Now all of a sudden you're like, oh, well, I'm not a Democrat. You know, the Democrat Party's been messed up for a long time. So it was messed up for a long time, but you sat there getting paid by them and defending them and never said anything about them because they were in power, right? Like the people who, when Trump lost the election to Joe Biden, where all of a sudden, like, oh yeah, Trump is over. Now we're going with Daddy. They started calling Ron DeSantis and from Florida Daddy DeSantis. And I was like, you guys disgusted me. Like, I didn't say anything, but I was thinking, you guys were literally like all over Trump yesterday. And now because he lost the election, now you're like, oh, it's over, Trump. Yeah, it's over. Yeah, I'm not MAGA anymore. It's all about Daddy DeSantis. Like, for me, in my opinion, like, a lot of people just go where the money is, right? They just literally go where the money is. And it, to me, it's not to say that there was a person who did something that made these people change. It's like, oh, I didn't get what I want. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't.
are asking about this JP Sears guy. You know his content. He's like a comedian.
A so-called comedian. I've seen his face before.
Yeah. So now he's suddenly changed, I guess. I am of the belief that because X is monetized, what is getting a lot of views on X at the moment is rage bait. And the whole Erika Kirk, piling on Erika Kirk is a great way to get your engagement up. And I just think it comes down to that. The same thing with Candace and her podcast. As soon as she started turning on TPUSA, her views went up.
And even yesterday I was watching Tamara Neely, and she was talking about that, and she was basically talking about how Candace even said that she likes to do like a series. She likes something that has part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5, because you can keep going. It's not just one video where if I'm like, oh, I don't even know, Melania Trump's best outfits, that's one video I can do. But if I'm like, oh, this is the story of how Melania, the Melania files, and this is how Melania was with J.E. and his victim, the truth, the shocking truth, and put those stupid thumbnails where it's like, oh, the real story of such and such. And the thing about it is, like, there are people who are actually private people who, like, you don't know where like you don't really know their background except for what they tell you. It's not like a person like, I'm gonna bring her up, Meghan Markle, who like has a large digital footprint because she had a blog and was on the TIG and was acting and has her fans who archived her old Instagram, so we even know what was going on back then, who those of us who are not paying attention to her until the engagement, you know what I mean? So it's like people who especially grew up in the 80s, 90s, 70s, where there was no social media, all that. You guys had the luxury of nobody knew where nobody knew unless you documented it. And even if you documented it, it's in a photo album somewhere. It's not floating around on my Facebook page from 2012, you know. So but yeah, you're right. People are just monetizing off Erika. People who never had, like I said, never had an opinion about her, never even knew she existed, are now riding the hate train. Oh, LMAO, not her crying. Her husband literally was JFK'd in front of our eyes. Like, I don't understand what the problem is. Obviously, if she hears gunshots, she's going to be traumatized because that's how her husband passed away. In public, in literally broad daylight, in 4K cameras. Cameras were recording him. Thousands of cameras were recording him, and we watched him die. And she, like someone said it, that her kids are one parent away from being orphans. So even if anything happened, if anything happened to her kid, like obviously she's scared. She wants to go home to her kids.
Yeah. So when she goes home to her kids, she's criticized. When she, is out there trying to keep Charlie's legacy alive, she's criticized.
You know, the thing that drives me up the wall and around the corner is that these are the same people who talk about, oh, conservatives want you to be a trad wife and not work and be sitting in the house barefoot and pregnant, cooking whatever you're cooking, pot roast every Sunday, and iced tea. And like, so when a woman is actually working or carrying on her husband's legacy or whatever she's doing, then all of a sudden it's a crime.
Yeah.
So it's like she's damned if she does and damned if she doesn't. To me, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's what seems to be just as clear as day now, no matter what she does. And they were even saying that she is dating the Fox News presenter. Did you see these comments? Because she took a photo.
No, I didn't see the comments.
She took a photo.
It's literally a photograph.
Yeah.
I mean, they look nice together, but it's a photograph. It's literally just a photograph. And I would take a picture with Erika Kirk too.
And he posted it because he was excited to have taken a picture with her. And it was like, it was lovely meeting, Erika Kirk.
Oh, you see, her husband's body's not even cold yet, and she's already moved on. So what is she, the next Jackie Onassis? She's the new Jackie Kennedy, because, if she moves on, which she hasn't, right? If she moves on, then it's a crime. If she grieves her husband forever, which she will, then it's a crime.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't really understand what they want from her. Like, do they want her to just stay in the house forever and never speak, never be in public, never what? Come out when her kids are 18 and say, oh, now I'm ready to to take over a Turning Point. I don't understand.
So, Julia, what do you think people want from Erika? Because that's, I think, is like the ultimate question. What do people, her main critics at the moment, what
or
is that?
are they waiting for Candace to tell them what they want from Erika? Because I think this is all, I'm sorry to interrupt the question, but I think this is literally all, my opinion is no one was dogpiling on Erika. No one had any people. There were people who did like say stuff, but Candace made it 1 billion times worse. I don't even think that Drewski would have made that ridiculous skit if it wasn't for Candace. No, like what does a random urban BET type of, you know, hip hop adjacent comedian know about Erika Kirk? Nothing.
Okay.
But they don't know anything about that stuff. But the fact that literally everybody has been talking trash about her, especially Candace, getting 10 million views, 6 million views, 8 million views per video, then boom, it gets into the zeitgeist, and then everybody's dogpiling on Erika.
Yeah, it's basically become part of popular culture.
Mm-hmm.
To you know,
and then when you're very obviously, like if I was very obviously making fun of Michelle Obama, and then I'm like, oh, I didn't say her name, that's not what I meant, that's not who I was talking about. Like they're like, oh, how do you know that they were making fun of Erika Kirk with the video? Like,
oh my gosh. So what do you think people want, Julia?
So I think that, led by Candace, people want to see Erika hurt. They want to see her in pain. They want to see her sad. They want to see her miserable. And because she's not giving them the satisfaction of seeing those things, the hate for her carries on. I don't know. I don't know who it was that I was watching, and he made a comment. He said, no, it was Laura Loomer, okay, that Candace Owens was sending Charlie Kirk flirtatious messages. Okay, that she was sending Charlie Kirk, because I watched the 3-hour expose. I won't lie.
I have to watch it.
Wow.
It was juicy.
I gotta watch
So
it.
she started from their friendship. So she said Candace Owens was sending flirtatious messages to Charlie Kirk. And she was upset when Charlie Kirk met and started dating Erika. So I feel Candace, again, who I like, because a lot of people they don't understand that you can like someone and be critical of the person. Yeah. Some of the things Candace says, I like. Some of the things, when it comes to this Charlie Kirk thing, that's when I went off her content. But I was lapping up her content as pertains, what's her name? The French president.
Brigitte Macron.
So I feel Candace is in a lavender marriage, allegedly. I agree, like Laura Loomer said.
And Milo.
Yes, and Milo. And I feel that she was upset that she did not have, or she could not get Charlie. Because again, Laura said that she used to boast about stealing people's boyfriends.
Yes,
that
she did write a blog post.
Steal the white guy, the hottest white guy, make out with him. That was her modus operandi, according to Laura Loomer, who was her friend, and she brought receipts. She showed all of these things. Okay. So I feel that because Charlie was not into her, she was upset. And that hatred did not disappear when she met and married George Farmer, who she's in an arranged marriage with. I'll give you kids, you give me the status, you know, I'm bisexual, allegedly. And, you know, we'll just, you know, put up appearances. So whatever she's doing is projection. However, there's lots of bitter, traditional, jobless women at home who are so full of hate, so full of envy, that when they see someone as confident as Erika Kirk, they don't like it. Erika is very beautiful. It's the beautiful girl syndrome, the pretty girl syndrome. some people dislike women who are beautiful.
Yeah, a lot of people dislike women who are beautiful.
They will just say, oh, she thinks she's all that. She thinks she's this, and that's it. The person has not done anything to them, but they just feel, why her?
Mm-hmm.
And that is what I think is driving the hate.
Mm-hmm.
I also feel some Democrats who do not like conservatives
Mm-hmm.
are now Candace Owens supporters because they want to see the destruction of Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
They're loving
And
it.
everything that he established. So they don't like him, but they want to tear his widow down. So that's just how I see it.
And I think also like a lot of people who are into very much traditional media, like they only trusted voices from, let's say, CNN, MSNBC, whatever. When they saw the rise of young people, the podcasters, the people who like Charlie are in their late 20s, their 30s, and they're going to college campuses, and people are listening, right? There's every time Charlie went somewhere, the crowd was massive, right? And so even when he was going around with, I know the Officer Tatum used to go with him to some places, and yes, of course, Candace Owens got famous from going around with Charlie to different college campuses. Steven Crowder used to go to college campuses, all of that kind of stuff. So when people saw that and they're like, wow, these young people have influence. They're not sitting here in a studio hired by MSNBC reading off a teleprompter or Fox or wherever. They got
Oddly,
jealous,
however,
right?
we can.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. They started to get jealous because they're like, oh, this is like the alternative media, the new voices of people, and they are actually getting clout, right? And there are people who are, I want to say, they have they were built up by their organization, like a celebrity, like a singer, right? There's people who they can hit a note, but they put them through artist development, give them a archetype, dress them and all that kind of stuff. They don't know how to hook it up. They could not go to the store and hook up an outfit by themselves. They need like a stylist and they need help, right? But in my opinion, people that are like a Charlie, and even, yes, a Candace at one point, and all of these other people, they started to gain popularity on YouTube, and their numbers were doing bigger than primetime news, right? And I think that's part of the jealous crowd that's now attacking Erika, in my opinion, of the people who are like, oh, like these people, like they've captured the youth, right? They've captured the youth and blah, blah, blah. And, Jesus said, when the shepherd is struck, the sheep will scatter. So now there was a time right after Charlie's passing where young people started going to church in droves. A lot of people were saying, Charlie was all about God. Yes, he did talk about politics, but he did talk about Jesus and getting married and, having a family, and a family was the most important thing. And a lot of people, I saw it with my own eyes, were like, I'm going to church for the first time in 10 years, like da-da-da-da. All of a sudden, Candace popped out of the ground and said, this was a conspiracy, the Egyptian planes, da-da-da, and literally distracted everyone from, when my friend used to say, look over there, literally distracted everybody from everything. So I think part of the hate train is, yes, the bitter housewives who are sitting there thinking, Erika has it all, right? She is a career woman. She had a brand that she was working on before Charlie passed, and I don't know if she's still working on it or what happened there, but she had a brand. She's beautiful. She achieved her career and whatever before she got married, waited till she got married and had children, right? So like she's one of the women who literally has it all. Plus, her husband adored her. There was no doubt about it. It was not fake. It was not a prop. It was not like a lavender marriage. Her husband literally loved her and adored those kids. And like as busy as he was, he made time for her and loved her and prioritized her. And you can tell the way he talked about her, the way she talks about him, the way he looked at her. He really loved her. And there are women who just don't have that, even though their husband just works a 9 to 5. You know what I mean? Some people, everyone has different reasons for why they get into relationships and get married. Some people think, oh, I'm a certain age, it's time now. And they get with a guy that he's okay. He's not what she loves or whatever. Or things change. People change. Relationships change people. All that kind of stuff. So they're mad. They're sitting in the house all day, making bologna sandwiches for the kids. And then they're just like, oh, let me be entertained. I used to watch The Maury Show and get entertained, and Steve Wilkos and get entertained. But now people are watching what's on TikTok now. And then they see 300,000 views. Oh, let me tell you, Erika Kirk is like this and da-da-da. And then to them, it's like high school syndrome. Like, oh, she's like the popular girl in high school that I wasn't friends with her. She's more popular than me because she had the man, she had the job, she has the beautiful kids, and she has the money, and she's gorgeous. you know? So it's just, to me, it's the same as like the hate train with the first lady. Melania is gorgeous either way. Whatever way you look at it, she's beautiful. She's classy. She's so well dressed. And whatever you want to say about her and Trump's marriage and whoever the other people that were may or may not have been involved, people like Stormy Daniels, whatever, they're still married. They've been married since 2005. 2005? Yeah, I think 2005. They're and she's the first lady of the United States. An immigrant is the first lady of the United States. And you know that if she was a Democrat still, because they used to be Democrats apparently, she'd be on the cover of Vogue every week. Yeah. They would not be able to stop talking about her. They would be in love with her. They'd be kissing her toes and massaging them like this. But because
she doesn't help matters though. She's beautiful, but she doesn't help matters. Like, I like Trump a lot. Trump is funny. Trump is sociable. Mm-hmm. But Melania can come across as being, she comes across, she's poised, yes.
But do you think she comes across as cold?
No, hang on. 1 second. I don't know if it's a cultural thing.
I think it is.
But she comes across as cold. So you can't blame people that critique her.
No, but like, okay, I don't mean critique. Like, people hate her. Like, they despise her. Yes, there are people who like despise Melania Trump. Yes, with a passion.
Really?
Why hasn't she been on the cover of Vogue since, you know, as first lady with all the other first ladies?
Oh, that's not nice.
Vogue. And she's
I don't dislike her.
Yeah.
I like Trump's personality, and I think that she, you know, Trump is a fun guy. He's funny, he's shady, you know, he's cheeky, he says whatever he wants to say because again, he's a Gemini like.
Yeah. And the New Yorker.
You see, but Melania, she's quite, you know, so that's why.
Yeah, I think she, like, I watched the documentary, I watched it in theaters, and I think that she reserves that for the people that are very close to her. And I think that she does, of course, have her funny side, because I don't think Trump could be in a marriage with someone he couldn't talk to. And I don't think, my personal opinion, I don't think she's just like, yes, Donald, whatever you say. You know, I think the media has already roasted her for no reason so many times, and they made fun of her accent. They made fun of the fact that English is her second language, blah, 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 blah. And now the new conspiracy is that she's one of Epstein's victims. So now the media is running with the fact that, oh, Trump picked her up on Epstein Island or something like that, or, you know, they were hooked up. And even this group, Media's Touch, like, there's a group called Media's Touch that popped up out of the ground somewhere, and like they're like the they're like the Turning Point USA of Democrats, but it's like unattractive looking, weird looking people who are just screaming about Trump all the time. Like, they're not going out and doing anything, they're just screaming about Trump all the time. But every day their headlines are, oh, Melania's dark past. She even had to have legal she had to deal with it legally, because now it's like they send out scripts, and now the new script is that, oh, she's one of Epstein's victims. That's why she even had to go and give a speech and give a press conference and say, I'm not one of Jeffrey Epstein's victims. I met him after me and Donald were married. I only saw him at parties that were at Mar-a-Lago and like other New York places where everyone saw them, and it was like, hi, bye. It was not, oh, she and Ghislaine are co-hosting this party together and going to the island. You know what I mean? So she had to say that because these videos have millions of views talking about Melania all the time, right? And I mean, even Jimmy Kimmel just said she looks like an expectant widow. Who says that? And it turns out
joke, and he's a comedian.
And it turns out his wife writes his material. So to me, it's also the jealousy going on right there. But
it's a joke. I don't think he meant anything.
No, we can agree to disagree, because this is the same media. This is the same media that's been calling Trump Hitler for 10 years since he came down the escalator. Madonna said she felt like blowing up the White House. Right. And Johnny Depp said, oh, when was the last time that an actor put a bullet in the president? So these are the sorts of things where people, like the guy who tried to shoot people at the Correspondent's dinner, he goes into his manifesto, says, oh, he's a PDF file, he's a this and that and that. The stuff the media has been saying for the past decade. It was like he copied it from CNN.com and put it in the manifesto, because that's all they've been saying. And if you heard the same things about the same person, whether they were true or not, over and over and over, like if someone decided to say, I'm a thief and I run around stealing, and every single YouTuber, like if there was 50 YouTubers making videos about how I'm a thief, it doesn't matter whether it's people who will lock their car doors when they see me walk by, because they've been hearing the same thing over and over and over. and over, right? So yeah, that's all.
A lot of Candace Owens viewers are women, apparently middle-aged women.
Yeah,
Who watch
housewives
it.
and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
moms and whatever.
So, you know, maybe it is a the entertainment factor is definitely there. What did you think about Melania when she came to the UK, Julia?
Oh, I loved her. She handled herself with so much grace and poise. I like her a lot. I like her a lot, you see, but I just feel that as the first lady, you should make an effort to support your husband. Don't care about what anyone else is saying, you see. Just focus on your man. Because people will talk, people will criticize you. But if you keep giving them things to talk about, they will not stop, as you've seen Jimmy Kimmel, which is why I said he's a comedian. Kind of like when you talked about Drewski. So with Drewski, everybody knows that Drewski, anything that is pop culture, anything that is trending, he will turn it around and make it a skit. That's just what he does.
That's what it is.
Okay. It's not right, but that is what Drewski does. And he gets millions and millions of views. The pastor that he exposed a few days ago, the pastor got married and the wife came in an helicopter. But that's what he was trying to showcase. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah.
So that's what he does. So when it comes to comedians, I kind of like give them grace. The people I don't give grace are the Don Lemons and the, you know, like the real serious reporters that come with so much malice and hatred for Trump and his wife. Like, again, I'm in the UK. Sorry?
I see Jimmy Kimmel in the same light. I don't care if he's a comedian.
Yeah.
He makes
see, but I see him as a comedian. That's why. See, you can all disagree to agree. That's why we're here, because we all have different views. But what I'm trying to say is that joke wasn't funny. It wasn't. But did he mean it in a malicious way?
Well, I mean, Jimmy Kimmel and all of these late night hosts, all they talk about is Trump every day for like I said, for the past decade, since 2015, since he came down the escalator.
And Catherine.
They know that they know that, but I mean, they don't talk about Catherine every day. The ones in America don't. They only they jumped on the "Where's Kate" train when it became trending, of course. You know what I mean? Being rude, and they of course did not apologize. And then they had Harry on the shows when he came around to Stephen Colbert. I think he was on one of those people. He was on one of those shows or whatever a few times. But and then they give them softball questions. But yeah, when there are people who, when certain things are trending, they will talk about it. But yes, they do. It's the politicians, the news, because even like I can show you compilations of Democrat politicians saying, oh, if you see anybody in a MAGA hat, you get in their faces and you tell them they're not welcome here. And they use this language that is inciting violence. And no matter what it is, there are people who literally think, oh, if I get Trump or any Republican, I'm doing the world a favor. I'm ridding the world of Hitler. That's what they've been saying for 10 years. 10 years. Literally 10 years, every single day, day and night, night and day, 365 days a year, no matter what is going on, even when Trump was out of office. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's one of those things where, yes, I appreciate a good joke. I laugh at jokes. I'm not a person who's like a rock, who has no sense of humor. But there are people who literally, and the thing is, they have ratings, right? So if I make a video about Meghan Markle, for example, and it gets 20,000 views, I'm like, okay, something is working here. But what do I say about Meghan Markle? I say she said that she barely left the house while in the royal family. Here's a bunch of photos of her leaving the house while in the royal family. She says they took my passport. Here is her literally leaving the country. These are all the international trips that she took within the royal family. To me, that's not hatred. I never said anything about, oh, somebody should do something hurtful to that woman. I would never say that. To me, that's where you get into violent threats. That's where you get into language that is literally, if someone could literally watch a video, and there are people who are literally crazy. They watch videos and they say, okay, well, it's my duty to like the guy who shot John Lennon and said he was reading Catcher in the Rye and it triggered him or whatever. So there are people who are not well, and not everyone can take a joke, right? Some people cannot take a joke. And plus, the president has had assassination attempts on his life, on live TV. So it's one of those things where if you say, oh, she looks like an expectant widow, given the history, it's like, damn. So, you know, and every single time someone tries to kill Trump and is not successful, there's always people who are like, oh, we didn't get him this time. companies are coming out saying, oh, we'll give free beers. We almost got free beers today. When Trump dies, we'll give out free beer. Companies.
Who said that?
There's a brewery in, I think,
yeah.
a brewery in Wisconsin, one of those states, who literally said, oh, when Trump dies, we're going to give out free beer. So this is what I'm saying. It's very serious here. You know what I mean? It's extremely serious. And like, I mean, just imagine if every day, I don't know how it is in the UK because I don't live there, but imagine if every single newspaper was hating Keir Starmer. Is he the?
Yeah.
I hate him. We hate him.
No, but like,
the country.
yeah, but people were being violent towards him, and they were like, "Oh, it's whatever.
Yeah.
It's our." You know what I mean? So it gets to a point where it's like, it's like.
The media is a real number on people, and it's been 10 years.
I've been literally experiencing firsthand the Trump hate train since day one. So literally since he came down the escalator. Like people in one of my college classes said his whole family should just die in 2016 when he was running for office. Like to them, it was that serious. So,
well, you know what? Do you know what? Sorry to cut you short.
No, you're fine. Yeah?
I think a lot of Black folks in America, well, the ones I watch, they all support Trump. But they're all scared to say they support Trump.
No, now they do. Now they do.
Because
so you don't even say it. But you can read between the lines that this person is a Trump supporter, but they're scared because they don't want to be cancelled. Look at what happened to Chile.
Yeah, and even Janet Jackson said something nice about Trump and said, "Oh, you know, we've been friends with his family for a long time." Didn't say anything negative, and people were, you know, losing it. So, yeah, but also, are you really going to kowtow to the mob and say? And even Nelly was signed up to do the Kid Rock tour, and people were like, "He's on the KKK MAGA tour," rah, 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 and then to the point where he just dropped out.
Nick Cannon basically
because you have to think of long term. He has to think about long term. Yeah, look at what happened to Chris. Is it Chrisette's?
Yeah, Michelle. Michelle. Yeah.
Oh, I owe that woman an apology.
Yeah, that was messed up.
The heck out of her career. Gone.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They just wrecked her for nothing.
Yeah.
You see, so I think that's the reason why a lot of people are scared, because these people, you have to understand that they survive off people buying the music, liking them. Yeah. So they can't make their political preferences known. And
unless they're Democrats.
I think they should stay well away from politics, because you get all these actors, Robert De Niro, this one, everybody coming out saying, "Oh, Trump did." Why? Yeah. Like, mind the business that pays you.
And you have $200 million. Why are you even thinking about politics? Politics, you're at a point where politics doesn't touch you. When you have that kind of money, it doesn't matter. Whatever happens, you will always have money, you'll always have food, you'll always have an underground bunker or whatever, and staff, and it does not matter unless they said every billionaire is going to pay $500 million in taxes, then it would affect you. But I don't get it.
Jimmy Kimmel, the reason why I don't believe it's just because he's a comedian is because he's now backtracking on the joke and saying that he meant it because Trump is so much older than Melania. That's when
it's not like it's not like he's 95 years old. He's not Hugh Hefner.
And they've been married since 2005. It's not like she married a 98-year-old and you don't think he's going to be around next year. Like,
no, but I mean, but that's not and even CNN 3 days before the assassination attempt wrote some crazy article like, how would an assassination be staged? Like, what? So it's like, it's if you guys have seen the movie The Manchurian Candidate with Denzel Washington, where he was in the military and then they brainwashed him or whatever, and then they pick up the phone and say raspberries 3 times and hang up, and then you've been programmed. So when you hear raspberries 3 times, you become a killer, right? So it's giving, like, I do feel like we're living in a time of Manchurian candidates, but it's because every day the media has been like, oh, here's the spell we're casting, here's the spell we're casting, here's the spell we're casting. And even after the 50s, a lot of the people who ended up working in the media are CIA agents, and that's not a conspiracy, that's actual facts. So they know what trigger words to use, the things to say, the cadence, the colors, even the colors that they wear, all of these things on a psychological and spiritual background are all CIA brainwashing tactics. And I'm not going to I don't care if I sound like a conspiracy theorist, it's literally true. So they even had a hearing about it in the 70s, I think, where they were like, oh, there are people who are news broadcasters working for the CIA who got trained on how to. And the CIA works with Hollywood to make movies. So hello, like, you know, so it's it's just one of those things where it's like, even remember when they made The Purge, if you guys saw the Purge movies, they had a movie called The Purge Election Year, and the girl literally just looked, she was like a blonde young Hillary Clinton who was trying to fight against the Purge and the new founding fathers. And it's like, so it's giving subliminally that, oh, if Hillary wins, she will put an end to, you know, the racism, the oligarchies, the old white men who are, you know, controlling the world, and they're so evil, and we just need a woman to win, because it's all, you know. Yeah. That's my opinion, though. That's my opinion based on America's history. They do that kind of stuff, you know. Yeah. So. But yeah, did you guys go on a deep dive of Laura Loomer? Because I did not watch her expose. I just saw the tweets and I was like, sheesh.
Oh, I did a video on it. Oh, she she exposed Candace. I think that's why Candace has fled to Italy.
Her and Nick Fuentes.
She read her for filth.
I feel like Candace got what was coming to her. I feel like she met her match. But someone who's even worse, like when she said God doesn't love you, I was like, ah!
Yeah, I was like that as well. Yeah, she said God hates you.
Yeah, God hates you.
Like, she said worse than that. She was demonic.
Calm down. She said,
I was like, yes. She was savage with her comments. And listen, I don't like the woman, but the way she handled Candace, it takes that kind of person to really. Candace thinks every white woman is the same.
Yeah,
that every white woman is nice, like Erika Kirk, and sweet, and she can say all the nasty things that she wants to say to them, and they'll be like, "Oh, thank you," because they're raised like that. But Laura Loomer showed her F around and find out, like, nah, this white lady is something different.
Yeah,
and she said, "I'm not afraid of that nappy-headed bitch." I went like, "What?"
That's what she said. Ah!
I said, "Oh, if it was someone else, I would say that's racist." But considering that Candace Owens has been tearing Erika down, I'm not going to say anything. And
besides, when she was like, "Oh, what am I supposed to talk about with Erika? Her outfits?" I was like, "Oh my god!" Like,
when Candace Owens said George Floyd faked that he deserved it, that was so.
And yeah, she made a whole documentary. She made a whole documentary about it too. Whether you agree or not, no one deserves to die like that. Like that was, yeah. Candace made a whole documentary in like 2020 about how George. She made a documentary about how George Floyd was a career criminal and how he held the gun to a pregnant woman's stomach and he basically was just good for nothing. Yeah. And then she went to the founders of BLM's houses and went outside and was like, you know, they were scamming people with the money. They took the money and bought 3 mansions. That's a fact. Okay. So,
Laura dragged. Listen, the 3 hours I was clutching I reacted to the whole 3 hours, but I said, "Oh no, I'm not going to upload this." She dragged her.
Someone said when you put narcissists in their place, you render them powerless. It's true.
Candace has taken off to it. Nobody knows where she is. She's cancelled her shows.
And she's like, Candace, I thought I left a message with you guys, please.
Yeah, right.
The house is probably empty. The drawers are probably pulled open. You probably threw everything you could in the suitcase.
I'm telling you. Because Laura's still going at it. She's still going at it. She's not taking her foot off Candace Owens's neck. And
but that's what Candace deserves. 8 months. However long she's been making videos about Charlie, Laura should just every day make a video every single day and just.
And I hope she makes money doing it as well. Good for her.
And say, I'm just asking questions, guys. I'm just asking questions. Candace's favorite line.
I wanted to say something. Laura Loomer would not have come for Candace Owens if Candace did not mention Donald Trump. So Donald Trump is not going to swim in the mud with her.
Well, he did read her for filth.
He did in his own way, because Donald Trump doesn't suffer fools. He will go, if you say anything to him, he will get his lick back.
Yeah.
But Laura Loomer took it. See, Candace took it to hell. Yeah. Laura dragged them straight into Lucifer's intestine. Like both of them were. She she oh my god.
I
was
need
like,
to watch that video. But did you guys know Erika said she was making a live stream today? Or she's
going to
be
go on
this
the
thing?
podcast on
Yeah.
their podcast, to talk about the events of Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel for her. I feel for that lady.
And
people
also
had the guts to say, "Oh, she's faking it." No, I'm a professional. I saw that reaction.
yeah, it's
I
a
said,
trauma response.
I said, this is PTSD.
Of course it is.
This is PTSD playing out in full.
Of course.
Sometimes people that have PTSD, they don't react. If something happens, something traumatic happens, sometimes they can block some parts of their brain. That they don't react in the way you want them to react, which is why I give this woman grace, because all you have to do is look inside her eyes, look in her eyes. She's in pain. That thing they say, oh, look at her eyes are devilish. My God.
Because they're blue? Jealous bitches? I had to say it, sorry. I had to say it. Sorry, guys.
Done to that lady is just so bad. Like,
it's evil.
It's so bad.
No
one deserves that.
Yeah.
Erika herself, in the leaked audio that Candace put out there, she said herself that if I didn't have this, I would be on the floor, in a ball, crying every day. So don't act as if people don't throw themselves into work while they're grieving to avoid the full impact of the grief, to distract themselves or to give themselves something to focus on. That's not a crime. And I'm sick of people acting as if it's a crime.
And men do it all the time, to be honest. Men do it all the time.
Yeah.
So there's even whole things of when, in certain cultures, when a man's wife dies, he only gets 6 months of mourning, and then he can move on with his life, whereas the woman has to grieve for a whole year. So it's to me, that doesn't make any sense, because the death of a spouse is the death of a spouse. But at the same time, it's in a way, it's people understand that you're always going to grieve. You know what I mean? I had a friend who passed away in 2023 out of nowhere, and he did a podcast, and I think about him all the time. Every time something happens crazy politically, I'm like, damn, what would my friend be saying about this now? I think about him all the time, because he used to, the way that we don't even light a candle, we don't even hold a candle to him. The way he would roast people. He would always say, I'm about to cut through the bullshit and just go in on everybody for 3 hours.
We have lots of topics. Let's carry. There's so many. I have two that I want us to talk about. So you guys should hurry up. Let's
no. But I'm just saying, I think about him all the time, and he's been gone for 3 years.
Which one? Your friend?
Yeah, my friend. Yeah. So it's grief is always going to be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's always going to be painful. But it's you also have to get up in the morning, and you have to. She has a family that needs her. She has family. She has her mom, her dad, her siblings, all of that, Charlie's family. So she has to get up. She cannot be crying in a ball in the corner like Harry said he's in the fetal position crying in the kitchen or whatever he said. So it's you do have to get up and keep moving as much as it hurts. And you wish you could just forever. You can't do that forever, So.
And I just want to say that I find it's very telling on what people place a value on. This woman lost her husband, who she expected to be with for the rest of her life, raising their children together. She lost her husband, but it's still possible for people to be jealous because she has a company, that she owns now, because she has money. People are still jealous because of those material things, as if losing a husband
makes up for that. It doesn't.
Value on that.
Yeah, money does not hold you at night.
Right.
Money does not.
And Candace is richer than Erika.
Candace has more money than
That's
Erika.
what she's not telling her audience.
Well, it's because quiet as it's kept, as they say, her husband and her are not. They're in a business relationship. So
apart from the husband, she made millions from talking about Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, 56 million, something crazy like that.
Yeah,
59 million is one.
It's even more.
Estimate.
They said it's more. So she's made a lot.
Be on that grift. Why wouldn't you be on that grift?
But also, if you what does it profit you if you gain the world and lose your soul? She's eating her own soul at the cost of a widow. God said you should take care of the widows and the orphans, and if you don't, your religion is worthless. That's what the Bible says. She says she's a Catholic. That's what they read from the Bible, right? That's what the Bible says.
Yeah.
That you can talk about your religion all you want to say. I'm so religious this, I'm so religious that, but God judges you on how you take care of the widows and the orphans. Those were the only two groups of people that he defined, and how you take care of them. And you're literally a widow of your best friend for 8 months, 9 months, however long it's been. I don't remember.
Can I say something?
Of course.
Sorry, I was going to say something. Okay. Here's my analysis before we move, because I want us to talk about this David story. I don't know if you guys have heard about David.
The singer.
Yeah. So, do you know David?
No.
Irene?
Tumi's
the one that's going to talk about David. That's why I brought it up. So that's Tumi's gig. Okay. So,
I'm on top of these things.
Okay.
So, I think Candace Owens, because if you listen to Laura Loomer, she was there when they met Charlie, when Candace met Charlie. Did you watch it? Did you watch the? Yeah. So I think Candace Owens fell in love with Charlie Kirk. This is my hypothesis, guys.
I agree.
You don't have to agree with me, but I'm telling the Irene's. So my hypothesis is Candace fell in love with Charlie Kirk. However, again, guys, please, I want to say something. I don't mean anything horrible, but I'm not saying that Charlie is anything. Not everybody believes in interracial relationships. Do you know that?
And some people just aren't attracted to you. And that has nothing to do with race.
Yes, but going back to the Charlie stuff, I don't think Charlie Kirk is racist. No. However, I do not believe that he was attracted to Candace Owens.
And that's okay.
That's fine. I feel Candace was attracted to him. And she became very enraged when she realized that he had started dating Erika, who was everything that she's not and everything that she despises. Again, I agree with Laura Loomer, because she said she used to go to rich white girls' house and she was full of rage and envy because she didn't know that they could live like that. So her childhood trauma followed her. And because Candace, again, doesn't date Black men, she liked Charlie, but Charlie didn't like her. So the next best thing was George Farmer, because she wanted that kind of business arrangement. However, she was still in love with Charlie Kirk, and she was still upset that Erika and Charlie were going strong, even though she ran and married George on that 17 days or how many days. Yeah. So I feel she was still jealous. She was still hateful. She was still spiteful. And again, Laura said that Erika did not want her at their wedding because she was sending flirtatious messages to Charlie. This is what Turning Point people allegedly told her. And I believe, because the way she was saying this, she didn't blink twice. She didn't do so I believe her. So I believe that because Charlie rejected her, that hatred for Erika was always there. So because Charlie died and there was nobody to protect Erika, because Erika, you can see that that lady is a soft lady. She's not a tough cookie. That's why Candace was able to do what she did, because Charlie is the strong one. Charlie is the mouthy one. And he was always there to protect his wife. But Candace Owens, because her and Charlie took 1 or 2 pictures together, spun this tale that they were best friends, that the girl he was dating before Erika, the girl he wanted to marry, all these kind of disrespectful things to just irritate or anger or destroy Erika. She was doing it on her show openly. That is someone full of rage and hatred. And when it didn't work and Erika became the Turning Point CEO, that again pissed her off, because again, Charlie, from another person that I was watching, got rid of Candace because he saw the kind of person she was. He saw that she was a problem. He saw that she's the kind of person that when she gets into something, she wants to take over. She always has to be in charge. So Charlie got rid of her. However, she blamed Erika for all of those things. And this whole hate campaign that she has created against Erika Kirk is because she was rejected by Charlie Kirk. That's my analysis.
And Julia, you're 100% spot on. And I said in one of my videos that like there are people who carry this sort of hatred for years. Because I talked about how when Megan was on With Love Megan, she talked about how she was writing a grocery list and then talked about how her teacher gave her a B in calligraphy in like the 4th grade, however old she was, whenever it was that happened. And I was just thinking to myself, lady, you're 45, however old you are, and you have been out of school for how long? And on top of that, you literally became a duchess. You were riding in carriages and standing on balconies with the queen. And you're sitting here talking about how once upon a time, 20, 30 years ago, you got a B, you passed and you did well. A B is great, but you're mad you didn't get an A. And you're using your platform on Netflix to embarrass somebody to say, well, look at me now, though. I'm on Netflix, and where are you? You elementary school teacher, you high school teacher. You know what I mean? So there are people who they think that like, oh, you did wrong to me in 2002, and just wait till I get you back. And they will carry that and make you think that you're best friends, right? And it's not to say that Erika was the one who made Charlie fire her. There are people who work with you who they literally have that something is not right, but they give themselves give you the benefit of the doubt over and over and over and over and over for years, right? And maybe Erika feels like, I mean, her ego is so big that she actually interviewed President Trump and said that she should be the vice president.
Oh yeah.
Or thought that she should be like the job that the press secretary. And it's like, no, not necessarily. And which people that are social media personalities have jobs in the White House, in the administration? None of them. These are people who actually
qualification.
Yeah, they have the qualifications of being in, like, the people who are there have qualifications of military service, blah, 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 that were actually in politics, right? Or something to that effect. Not, I'm sitting here talking on a microphone. Unless you're like doing a social media job for the White House or whatever, there's people who are killing it on the social media team for the administration. But there are people who like your boss at work doesn't just fire you. When they fire you, they have a list. They literally have a list, and they're like, okay, it was this, it was this, it was this, it was this, and there was this. So you don't say it was unfair dismissal. So I'm sure that, and plus Charlie's not stupid. TPUSA is not stupid. They were getting a lot of views, and Candace was good for the views, just like when she was at PragerU, just like when she was at the Daily Wire. You know, she was getting views, but she could not keep her ego in check.
Is
and
that
her
she's the only one.
Then she would start, you know, praising certain people where it was like, okay, dude, you don't need to be talking about Hitler. What is up with this? So even that whole thing, there was something going on there for a long time where she just, I don't know, whatever. But
let me just say this. Yeah, sorry, Tumi. Are you done, Tumi?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. Another thing is, Irene, you're married. Tumi is a young lady. She's the only one here. She's a baby.
I want to be one day.
You will, darling. You're still a young girl. You will. No, but what was I going to say? So, Irene, you're married. Every night you go to bed with your husband. You guys have pillow talk. Okay? You guys have private time. I'm sure some people here are married or in a relationship. When you are in bed with your husband talking, there's only two people that know what you guys are talking about. That's you and your husband. His brother doesn't know what you're talking about. His sister doesn't know what you're talking about. His father doesn't know what you're talking about. It's just both of you opening your heart to each other, sharing secrets, talking about your day.
Yep.
If Candace feels slighted by Erika or feels that Erika should not be doing stuff, what gives her the right, or how does she know what Erika and Charlie discussed or planned, or what's in Charlie Kirk's will or whatever? How does she know what Charlie was thinking? Like, she feels that Charlie is her best friend. Did Charlie feel that she was his best friend?
But even so, I have a best friend and I don't know everything about his life.
Yeah, I'm saying that can happen.
Yeah, I have quite a few best friends who sometimes we don't talk for 8 months, and I'm like, what happened to this person? Then all of a sudden they'll call me, and I'm like, oh, where have you been? Best friend does not mean every day we're live streaming each other's lives to each other and talking about every single little thing. And they're your best friend for a reason. They're not your spouse.
Mm-hmm. So all I'm saying is the way she says, oh, Charlie did not, Charlie would have, Charlie would this. I look at her and sometimes I just turn off my TV like, this woman is insane. How do you know what Charlie would have said?
The voices in her head telling her that.
And why are people taking her word for it that they were friends?
Especially, I mean,
to their wedding.
I mean, all of the, I think they just look at the TPUSA history when they would go around and do these tent events and whatever. But this is 2016 we're talking about. 2017, 2018. This was how long ago? Almost a decade ago, right? Or even a decade ago. So just because you were hanging out back then does not mean you were best friends currently, 10 years later.
She never went.
I didn't know Charlie Kirk when he was alive. Sorry, Irene. I didn't know him when he was alive, but I've watched a lot of his stuff when he passed away. And let me tell you something. That man that I watched his stuff was not Candace Owens' best friend.
They were co-workers.
He did not like her like that.
They were bandmates.
You have to listen to his values. When you listen to his values, Candace is the complete opposite.
But it could be, Julia, that Candace was just masking. She was pretending to be what she thought Charlie and Conservative Inc. wanted.
It's
because,
true.
I mean, she was a metropolitan Democrat living in New York City, writing for a fashion magazine or whatever, Carrie Bradshaw style, and then was like, oh, I'm a conservative and I'm a metropolitan young Republican. Okay, so it's not to say that you live in the city and you have to be a Democrat, but anyways, there are people who mask and they just pretend, and they pretend, oh, I love golf, oh, I love whatever, just to get with a man. And then when it's not working, like, the running joke that men only can pretend for 3 months, that when they're trying to get with you, they're only nice to for 3 months. And then I don't know if you guys are married. So, but the running joke amongst young women is that men only pretend for 3 months and they love bomb you. And then after that, something switches in their brain and they just become the devil. But anyways, so yeah, maybe she was just masking because she thought, okay, if I just hold out for like 2 years, then we can get married, or then he'll like me, or then I'll become the CEO of Turning Point or something like that.
Erika's friend confirmed that she wasn't invited to their wedding, and they had a small wedding, 50 people, a more intimate wedding, but then they had a bigger reception. And so she said if Candace was going to be invited, she would have been invited to that. And she wasn't even invited to that one. So how are they friends? She's asking if he was cremated now. That's a new thing.
And that's so disgusting.
You would know if you were his friend because you would have been invited to the private funeral. She wasn't invited to the private funeral. Yet she's pulling up text messages from 2018 and expects people to believe that they were friends.
And I mean, some of those text messages, you can tell they're fabricated allegedly. So because the image of the icon image of the photo doesn't look right.
Yeah, they do look dodgy.
And remember that somebody that we know put so-called text messages in his book, and we don't know if those are real text messages either. So,
but she's asking if she had access to Charlie's will and knows whether he wanted to leave the company to Erika. How would she know?
Exactly.
You don't tell your friends about your will. Unless you say, "Oh, I'm gonna leave you a little something, something," But even so, then the handler of the will, I don't know the term. The person who handles the will call you and tell you you need to, come to my office because somebody Tumi left you a little something, something, $10 in the envelope. So
he's denying that he wanted to leave the company to his wife. Like, how is she in a position to determine that?
Exactly.
No, but I'm sorry, like I'm just getting, sometimes I'm getting like Meghan Markle type of vibes when it comes to the manifesting thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Like the alternative reality where it's like, oh, I know. Like, did you guys see where Meghan posted the past 7 years, the hardest 7 years of her life are now over?
Yeah.
Married to a prince.
Yeah. having the world at her feet, living in a 16-bedroom house. The past 7 years of her life are over because now, you know, people misunderstanding her is over, and and
no one's a bigger victim than her. So
forever victim. She's exhausted.
But yeah, do you guys want to talk about David now?
Yes, please.
So Irene, David, he's American, right? He's
Yeah.
he's American. He's an African American Gen Z singer, but he sings like R&B kind of vibes, but it's very dark. It's always talking about the M word and offing people and violent, like just very dark, violent. It's like if emo music was rap.
Have you got like something to send Irene, like images?
Yeah, let me hold on, give me 1 second.
So she puts it so people understand what we're talking about. It's everywhere. It's the biggest story. So Tumi, go ahead. Sorry.
how old is he?
I muted
21.
myself. Give me 1 second while I find pictures of him and stuff. I'll be right back.
So let me fill in what I know, but you do with the rest, because I'm just gonna say a little bit of what I know. Tumi, or you want? Let me wait. Let's keep talking about Erika Kirk till Tumi is ready, because that's her thing.
Yeah, so before we get onto that, I was just saying that she was not invited to the wedding. And why can't her fans think critically? How could they have been friends then? You know, she wasn't even invited to his wedding. And she's so possessive when she talks about him. She said recently, oh, you know, I wish I'd done a deep dive on Erika around the time they were dating. Why? Who the heck are you? I had like male best friends, but when they met their now spouse, I never thought, oh, let me look into her, and I'm the one who determines. I trusted his judgment. You know, when he met someone, that was the person who we chose. Like it's not for me to decide. Unless there's something like obvious, like, you know, cheating or something. I don't know. But
I think she offered it to Charlie allegedly, and he turned her down.
Well, it's kind of people go back and forth.
I think she offered it to him and she turned him down.
Yeah. Some people used to say they think maybe they hooked up and she's never let it go after that. I don't know.
If she says she's a tramp, because according to Laura Loomer, she's got a tramp stamp on her bum area.
Oh, wow.
Did you watch it?
I haven't watched it yet.
Listen, she exposed Candace. They've slept on the same bed. They were friends.
I know she revealed that she was dating somebody when she met her husband. And she
can you guys see the screen that I'm sharing?
No, I think you have to send it to Irene.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay, yeah.
Wait, do you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's David, and that's him. His shirt looks like it's literally covered in blood. He's a singer. The names of his music, he has a song called Romantic Homicide. He has a song called Romantic Homicide that has 200 million views, so he's very popular with Gen Z. Has another video where it looks like he's being kidnapped in the back of a car. Like, a lot of his stuff is very violent, so I don't know if I can show it on YouTube. But yeah, basically, you know, like another one from 3 years ago, Sleep Well, you know, his claim to fame, well, what happened was that he had a girlfriend who was 13 years old. Yes, 13. And she was a kid who basically ran away from home, apparently had like a little bit of a troubled past, even at 13 years old, and then ran away. And he was dating her. They saw her at concerts. He bragged about it on Discord, so people knew when they were streaming that he was dating literally a 13-year-old. And then she basically went missing. And this all blew up because his car was abandoned somewhere in Los Angeles, and there was a smell coming from the car. And I don't know if there was music blasting in the car, but when they called the cops, there was a body found in the trunk. So this has been a whole investigation since then, and it was her. And he had left to go do some shows. And so it was his car. So they were like, obviously he did it. And they've been investigating. You said they'd been together for a while already at 13, try 11. So yeah. So
it's basically like grooming her at 11.
Yeah. Yeah. A grown man. Even
Well,
if
he
he's like,
wasn't a grown man at that time.
well, how old
I
is he
think
now?
I think there's 6 or 7 years between them.
Hold on.
Yeah, there's 6 or 7 years between them.
He's
but
21
still,
years old.
yes, and she died. She would have been 15 now. So that's 6 years between them.
Yeah, but I mean, he's of age. Like, you know what I mean? He's an adult.
He's a man.
Yeah, he's a man. He's a grown man. Yeah, talking to a child, an 11-year-old. So like, it's not like he was if he was 23 talking to a 19-year-old or an 18-year-old or even a 17-year-old is pushing it. But he was literally talking to an 11-year-old, a 5th grader, 6th grader.
Groomed her.
Yeah.
And you think,
So-
just think about your kids and their age. Like, yeah, no.
But here's the thing that people are saying with this case, because thanks to me for laying the foundation.
No
Because
problem.
it's in her town.
And he
But,
had girls. He had girls in his music videos that looked like Celeste.
Yes.
So like that was like his type. So like the girls in his music videos look like her, but they're not her.
Where was he from? Sorry.
Los Angeles.
Oh, okay.
No, he was born in Queens, New York. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this boy is very dark. Allegedly, I think he got famous because he did the theme song for Fortnite, I believe. One dangerous video game or something like that. But then he did the romantic homicide where he lyrics like, I unalived you and I wasn't sorry.
Yeah,
So
he said, sorry, I pulled up the lyrics. He said, why am I still here? I don't mean to be complacent with the decisions you made, but why in the back of my mind you passed away? I don't know if I could say the D word on YouTube. In the back of my mind, you passed away and I didn't even cry. No, not a single tear. And I'm sick of waiting patiently for someone who won't even arrive. In the back of my mind, I K-worded you and I didn't even regret it. I can't believe I said it, but it's true. I hate you. That's the video where he got 200 million views.
Can you put a picture of Celeste and him together? So this girl, Irene, allegedly, everybody knew. This is my problem because I'm going to do a video on this. Everybody knew. The parents, mom said to the police that she has a boyfriend called David. Yeah? People in school, they saw her with this boy. A lot of people, he was doing live streams with this girl.
Yep.
There on his
her in the
live
background.
stream.
Yep.
In the background. And the thing that annoys me is I was watching Bruce Rivers, was it Bruce Rivers or TMZ, one of those channels, and they said something like the mom, a private investigator, that the family, the people that own the property where she was unalived, that they got a private investigator. So that's her. That's Celeste. So
a child, a literal child.
Honestly, so the private investigator allegedly is saying that the parents only reported her missing so that they could avoid CPS or whatever child thing is called in America.
Child Protective Services.
Yeah. So they could avoid responsibility from CPS. So this young girl, she has a mouth on her, allegedly, that's what people are saying. And she's always running to his house for months. So sometimes when there's family occasions, they will go, she will go. So she wasn't missing. The family knew where she was.
And
People
who she was with. Yeah.
That there's a family member that even went to David's house. They're alleging that the parents could have taken some, I don't know. But the whole thing is just a big mess because everybody failed this girl. And recently they said that he unalived her because she threatened him. That she said to him that, I don't know, she threatened him. But now that he's been arrested, they found out that there were other minors involved.
Oh, Lord.
They had 40 terabytes of child porn on his phone.
Oh, my God.
Do you get that? So it's really dark, disturbing, and gruesome. And I just want to say, parents, they have a lot of responsibility. They just leave their kids to wander. How is it that you let your child go to this guy's house, The prosecutors, they said he was lying in wait for her. So he allegedly, you know, twice. That's horrific. That is horrific. And it was in April 2025 that he did this. And then the finger where they had matching tattoos, they couldn't find the finger. He dismembered this girl.
Oh my God.
She was dismembered. And he stuffed her in a bag and then put her in the front seat of his Tesla. And this demon seed, allegedly, because he's not been proven guilty, went on a tour. And the tour, he was basically doing a funeral themed like tour.
So is he into some sort of like rituals and stuff like that?
God only knows, to be honest.
Only God knows. He's so dark.
The music that he does.
Oh God, he's so dark. And he's only 5'5". And the last funeral he was trying, you know, this labubu or whatever it is that they call it, this demonic thing. Listen, his tour, he was holding a funeral. So he was definitely holding a funeral for Celeste. If you ask me, allegedly.
Wow.
But I want to.
And I think the creepy part to me is that he's doing videos with a girl who looks like her.
Yeah.
The weird part.
I think her parents belong in that cell with him, you know.
I agree.
Well, you're saying so she was let down on so many different levels. I mean, it's hard to disagree with that. It's like it was normalized, her being over at his house, a much, you know, grown man's house.
Yeah.
Oh, she's over it.
And even the private investigator said that when he was trying to reach out to the parents, that they were not responding the way he thought they would respond. You see? So
can you guys see the music video with the girl who looks like her?
No, we can't. The girl has, I think that girl came out and said she doesn't have anything to do with him. Yeah.
No, I know, but I'm saying like this in a music video, he's getting models or whoever that look like her. I can't play the video, but you know, I'm just showing this is the type of videos that he, you know, was making, the ups and downs, and this girl kind of looks like Celeste. I can't even lie. You know,
she does. She really does.
Yeah,
she really does.
So it's like, yeah, it's giving like, you know, guilty conscience sort of vibe. So
is it a matter of the parents turning a blind eye because he's a singer? Because he's like R. Kelly sort of, So that's
someone in the comments said it's like R. Kelly all over again, except this time they passed away.
Yep, this is worse than R. Kelly because R. Kelly did not kill anybody. This guy is worse than R. Kelly. He literally, I mean, the horrific way in which he unalived this girl, allegedly.
Okay, so you guys asked if he's doing any rituals, but in this video, you see that there's what appears to be a mattress and stains on the mattress, and he's blindfolded, and there's candles. So I mean, this is the kind of stuff we're dealing with that he's showing in his videos. And it's like it's literally like look at this. Look at this. I can't play the video for copyright, but this is the kind of stuff he's putting it in your faces.
He is.
It's just demonic.
Yes. I think he's going to go away. I think they're going to give him he's going to get the highest level. He deserves it. That baby, oh God.
That poor girl.
Has he said anything since?
While we leave this, you need to watch YouTube. It's the biggest story.
Yeah, everyone's talking about it. Yeah,
in the whole world. Yeah. Not even just because it happened in America, but I mean UK and everybody's talking about it as well. It's big. It's a big story. And the girl, Celeste, apparently she threatened him that she was going to report that he, you know, was doing things to her, which is something that parents need to teach their children as well. If someone does something to you, don't tell the person that you're going to tell your parents. Keep stum because you don't know what that person will do. So she allegedly said that it's been said that she was cooperating with the authorities, and that's why he unalived her, because he was getting ready to go for a tour. He's just signed an album deal. He was just, you know, starting.
So what state is this where he's being held and everything?
California. Well, I mean, they found the Tesla in California, so, but I don't know what state he's in.
He's in California, Tumi.
I know. I was just thinking about the death penalty laws.
Yeah, they said possibly death penalty.
Someone in the comments said that a forensic pathologist said it was methodical, speculating that the person wasn't doing it for the first time. Well, some of these people are very much into researching how to, you know what, and do away with things of that nature, and they read about, like, people who study poisons. They study what to put in people's food, what would actually kill you, what would actually just make you get into a comatose type state, things that would just freak you out, you know. So there are people who literally study this, or they practice on animals. You know, it's giving Jeffrey Dahmer. They practice on animals first, and so they learn how to blase. But hopefully she's not. I mean, this sounds messed up, but hopefully there's not more bodies somewhere else. That would just be horrific, you know. But the thing is, people go missing all the time, every day, and we don't know what happens to them. So literally, God only knows.
I doubt there's more bodies. I just feel that he was obsessed with her.
Yeah,
and
her in particular.
That she was going to out him.
And even people in the Discord said, yeah, everyone knew.
Everyone knew. Everyone knew. The school knew. The teachers knew. He was open about it.
But you know, the strange part about it to me is, like, with all of the, you know, talk about Jeffrey Epstein, why is it that it's selective, right? When it's selective and people that you don't like because you were told not to like them by the TV or whoever it is, then it's when someone is parading a child in your face, and you know this is a grown man, nobody says anything, but you're on TikTok saying, yeah, we got Trump this time with Jeffrey Epstein on the island or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But you're a teacher and you're sitting here looking at a grown man with a child who, you know, that's not her uncle. That's not her brother.
But he looks like a child as well. He looks like a child as well because he's quite short.
But I mean, with his fame, though, he's a celebrity. Kevin Hart is short. But yeah, I know what you mean. He does look young, yeah. But still,
no, but the parents are the ones that feel this girl, because if you know where she is, you go there, you drive there and get your child.
Yeah, there's no way. My parents would never. I used to go to a lot of rock concerts as a teenager, all the time. I would always go to concerts, but it was always like I would go with friends and stuff. But it was always, every single time I would go, don't accept drinks from anybody. Not that I ever did, and not that I ever would, but they're like, don't accept drinks. They always gave me a speech before I ever went out, because they're like, people are crazy. You know, there's crazies out there. There's PDF files out there, and especially there's groupies. There's women who don't care that they're 15 throwing themselves at 25-year-old men who are musicians. So I've seen it, and so it's but there's no way. My parents would even get mad when I was a freshman hanging out with juniors and seniors. They got mad. They're like, why are you hanging out with old people? I'm like, bro, we go to the same school. Like, we're all under 18. But to them, they're like, why is a 17-year-old hanging out with a 14-year-old? I'm like, okay, man. But yeah. So
they're doing what they're supposed to do. So
yeah, they're parents. So yeah,
it's so sad. If we can watch it and then come back, let's come back and talk about it more in detail, because I'd like to get your perspective, because Tumi knows the case. But Irene, I really want to hear
about it vaguely. A singer that got caught was, you know, charged, but I didn't. I hadn't got around to looking into it, and I know nothing about his music.
It's like TikTok music. So I didn't know anything really about it until I'm like, oh, I've heard the song on TikTok.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's mostly like Gen Z, Gen Alpha that are into him, giving him the 200 million views. I don't think millennials and
you know. Did you guys hear about the influencer that killed her friend in UK, that ran her friend over?
No. Recently?
What? Okay. How did you show your screen to me? How did you show it?
Where it says present
or invite. Yeah.
Okay, let me show you guys. Let's see. Oh, this is so sad. So these two influencers, they are friends. Allegedly, they are friends, and they fell out. They were seen fighting over a guy.
Oh,
they
Lord.
fell out. They went. It was on Saturday. So this Saturday they went to club somewhere in central London. Irene, you're British, so you know. Do you know central London? Do you know where Tiger is? Do you know Soho?
Yeah, I used to work near there.
Oh, I could say so. Yeah. So Soho, they were in Soho and they got into a fight, after the fight, this girl, she wasn't on X Factor. The person that ran her friend over was on X Factor.
Oh my
She used to
god.
be an X Factor contestant.
Oh, maybe I know them. I used to watch that back in the day.
Let's see. So she ran this girl over. 1 second.
Oh, you're frozen, Julia.
Am I? One
Yeah.
second. 1 second. Where's the full video? Okay, let me go to New York Post. So she ran her over, and
Yeah, Julia, you're still frozen.
am I?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's go to Law and Crime. 1 second. Pause. Am I still frozen?
No.
No,
Okay.
you're better now.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me go to Law and Crime. Hang on.
Jenna's talking about the auto tune. Yeah, it's everywhere now.
Believe after love.
I loved that song.
That's the only Cher song I've
This is
ever
the
heard.
girl that died.
I didn't listen to her in the 70s. Obviously, I wasn't there.
So add it to the stage. Okay.
Can you guys hear me?
I'm Sierra
Yes.
Gillespie. A London-based Instagrammer is now behind bars, facing the most serious charge there is after allegedly running down a fellow influencer with her car and leaving her for dead. This comes after months of a reported feud between the pair, starting with one unfollowing the other, a potential romantic rival, and ultimately what English prosecutors are now calling murder. Today's scandal takes us across the pond to London, England. That's where this tragic event happened and where the two main players lived as well. So let's start with that, introducing everyone who was involved. First, there's 32-year-old Claudia Zakrzewska. Originally, she's from Poland, but Claudia made her mark on the world by showing off her luxurious lifestyle in England. She was a bona fide influencer, boasting 275,000 followers on Instagram alone. She was known for her beautiful photos, showing high-end clothes, fun and exciting trips, and just an overall enviable lifestyle. Then there's 29-year-old Gabrielle Carrington, known online as Riel UK. Gabrielle rose to fame back in 2013 when she appeared on the British show The X Factor. Back then, Gabrielle was part of a girl group called Miss Dynamics. Since then, though, she's continued to live her life in the spotlight in a way pretty similar to that of Claudia. She too posts to Instagram showing off amazing outfits, fun vacations, and a behind-the-curtain look at high-end parties. For her part, Gabrielle's got a whopping 368,000 followers on Instagram. Needless to say, both of these women are major influencers. They both have very large followings and have leveraged their lifestyles into full-on careers. And that's where the drama allegedly begins. According to the influencer Lala.
So you guys have the gist, yeah?
Yeah.
Let me show you guys the video because I don't want us to get copyrighted. Let me show you guys the video of what actually happened. Are you ready, Irene? Because it's going to be quick. Let's see.
Former X Factor.
No, sorry. I want to show you guys the video of her running the girl over.
Oh, is that going to be YouTube friendly? Oh my
Huh?
God.
Pardon?
Is that going to be YouTube friendly?
It's on YouTube. Yeah,
Okay.
it's
Oh
on
my
YouTube. Okay, see New York Post. Watch.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry.
I took the flick duck. It's nice.
Can you see the video?
But I only want
Yes,
off-peak.
yeah.
1 second. I'm going to skip it now.
Surely not.
Fare to spare? For comfortable, affordable travel across the UK, switch to FlixBus.
Oh, I'm on premium on the other one. I didn't know I wasn't logged on. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, watch this. Watch. Just watch. See? Fine. This is in her car. Look. Fine. See?
What? Where's the button?
she gets in the car. She's in the car. Watch. When she from the car. Needless to say, the girl has died. She's dead now.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she died.
I think
For
because of what
nothing.
happened, I didn't hear about this. Everyone's focused on the assassination attempt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happened on Saturday.
Oh my gosh.
For nothing. You know,
For
this is what
what?
happens when people cannot control their temper, cannot control their anger. Like you've been in a fight, you have no business getting. No, there's no more allegedly. She's
Yeah, I
passed
hate the
away.
word allegedly.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
it went from world star hip hop to a crime scene investigation.
And she's in prison now.
She reversed and ran over her. Reversed on like
What?
Yeah. Oh, so tell me you've seen it again. Yeah. See?
No, I mean I see where it says that she allegedly reverses over her with a sickening thud. So like
Yeah. So
it's like, oh my God.
There's one man with life-changing injuries. There's another person who had minor injuries, and then there's that girl who is dead now at 32.
And now what is she gonna say? Oh, well, she pulled my hair. Because once you get into it, once you pull out a gun, if the person is the same size as you, it's not really self-defense, right? Unless the other person has a gun. Once you get into a car and run somebody over, it's assault with a deadly weapon, vehicular homicide. You can't stand a chance against the car. You know what I mean? So it's not like we're just fighting and I had to defend myself anymore at this point. You can't. There's nothing you can say about that. There's no way you can argue out of that.
And UK is not America. She's going down.
I mean, in America, she'd go down too. We just saw it. We just saw her kill someone. Yeah, that is.
When you see something like that, the people who were like cheering or laughing about it, you know, can you imagine how they feel that it escalated to that extent? Something like that happens, you need to just get out of there.
And hit her with a car for what? Over a man? Where's the man?
Over a man. And the man is so ugly. Have you seen the man? So ugly. I will send it to the group chat later. He's so ugly. Oh my God. Anyway, I just thought that's the story I wanted to share with you guys. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember. I've not heard of them before. But
I'm sorry, no man is worth that. It's not like we're fighting over $1 billion. Like men, there's men everywhere. There's men on every street corner. There's men literally everywhere. There's a man enough for all of us to go around. Like, but I saw
some crazy.
I saw a video where it was kind of that same concept, but in not really. It's even worse because this woman traveled over state lines to go and kill somebody because she basically there's a woman who she was an influencer and had a man, and I think that they had a child together or she was pregnant or something like that, and then it turns out that the man was cheating on her with somebody else and told the side chick, oh, we broke up, right? But you know those people who, when it's your birthday, they're posting my man, and you know he's bringing Chanel bags to the club. It's in the VIP section to just flaunt on social media. And the other woman, the side chick, had her own business, so she did not really care about the guy and was in another state and didn't really care. Was like, it's whatever. And the woman, the main chick, found out, oh, I'm being cheated on. Instead of confronting the man and breaking up with him, she literally flew all the way to another state, found out where the woman lived, and somehow knocked on her door at like 4 o'clock in the morning. Somehow the woman opened the door and she just got in there and stabbed her, killed her, and then put on her clothes, changed her clothes and put on her clothes, and then ran out of the apartment. And they got it on CCTV footage. So people are nuts. Like, they just don't. That's why at this point, I don't argue with people in public. If somebody honks the horn, I don't say anything because people are so nuts. You don't know like what people are capable of these days.
You know,
especially in your country where they have guns.
Yeah, someone can pull out a gun. Someone can use the friggin' car as a weapon now.
I mean, I saw a woman who was a Kim Kardashian clone standing on the highway in Florida, and she got mad over traffic and stopped her car, got out, and was just shooting into the air like this because of people cutting her off in traffic. So it's people are, I don't know what happened to people. I remember years ago, I don't know if you guys remember this video, maybe it was in like 2010, where this woman went to McDonald's early in the morning at like 6 o'clock and was in the morning and was like, oh, I want chicken nuggets. And they're like, ma'am, we don't serve chicken nuggets right now. We serve breakfast. And she literally was like, I want my chicken nuggets, and was screaming and was banging on the glass. Back then we laughed at it. We're like, oh, this is 1 out of 1 million crazy people, right? But now it's become normal. People shooting you over sauce. Oh, I didn't put sauce in the bag at McDonald's. Let me turn around and go and shoot somebody. That's what people are doing these days. Throwing hot coffee, boiling hot coffee at employees.
Or they go away and come back with a weapon at the drive-thru.
Yep. I
like that girl in your country that killed, was it her manager, a mother of how many? She
a mother
killed
of
the
three.
lady.
Yeah. But that happens a lot. That it's not just that. It's not just that. That there are people who literally, like I said, kill people over sauce.
It's just not worth getting into arguments with people.
Yeah. Now if people just have an attitude, I just mind my own business. I don't say nothing because I'm trying to go home. You know?
What a lovely chat. Thank you, ladies. I enjoyed myself.
We wanted to discuss some different topics. I wasn't expecting that. Whew. Those are some crazy stories.
Yeah, but that's what we have to do. Weekly crazy stories.
But did you hear about the guy who did you hear about the guy who killed 7 of his kids?
Oh my God, I heard that.
And wanted to kill his baby mamas or ex-wife or whatever.
Well, why? What triggered him?
I honestly don't even know. And no one even talked about it. Like they talk about it for 5 minutes and move on with the next story of the day. That's what I hate about the news.
The coward did not kill himself, you know.
And then there was a guy who's a short person who has no arms, and he shot somebody too. He killed someone. My sister told me, I was like, what? She's like, you didn't hear about it? I'm like, we have so much crime here. We have 300 million because she lives abroad. I'm like, we have 300 million people in America. I can't keep up with all the crime. It's impossible. So.
Wow. Yeah, someone said, why did they let her get into the car? I would have thought people thought, oh, great, she's going to go home, you know?
Yeah, but she's not in the condition to drive either.
She's angry because they beat her up.
Yeah.
They were hitting her, you know, so she got
Then
angry.
all those men standing there, no one broke up the fight. No one said, hey, everybody calm down. What happened to men just picking you up and grabbing you and saying, I'm putting you in timeout?
But they have to be careful, otherwise they'll get me too'd.
Yeah.
Because they can say you touched me, you did this. You see, everything. Society has changed now.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I hear men saying they don't get involved with that sort of thing now because women.
They're like, oh, I don't care. I don't know the woman.
They say they don't get involved.
Yeah, I was telling my parents about the manosphere because, you know, sometimes they're like, oh, why aren't you dating anybody? I'm like, bro, they didn't ask me that, but we got into a conversation and it was like I had to tell them about the manosphere because they were talking about how on The View, which I don't watch, they were talking about how people have been hitting themselves in the face to get a chiseled jawline, and I had to explain about the manosphere and the red pill movement and how there are people who are black pilled who feel like, oh, I'm ugly and there's nothing I can do about it, and so there are people who are getting plastic surgery, fillers, all that kind of stuff as a man to look better and injecting themselves with testosterone to look more manlier because they feel that the giga chads are the only ones who will ever get a woman who's hot. Right. So I had to explain all of that stuff. And someone said the politicians have failed on every level because people were like, what happened to society? But it's not politicians, too. It's your parents. It starts in the home. It's the people around you. Right. It's literally the people that are around you who set the tone for society. Because your parents are the first people to tell you, no, you don't do this. No, you don't steal. No, you don't do that. No, you don't do this. No, you don't do that. So it's literally all around the world where there's problems. Like in France, they're protesting every week over something, I don't know. And then they're like, oh, we're not working. We're not working the buses. We're not going to drive the buses today. And we're going to pull an Antifa. So it's people like to point the blame at America because I guess we're screaming the loudest on the megaphones, but it's not just us.
When you travel, though, you do realize that although it is happening, the media or what you see on social media, it heightens everything. Like when I went to New York City, I was like, oh, this place is all right. It's not that bad.
Yeah, and yeah, people make you think it's Gotham City. Yeah.
Obviously, if you live there, you see a lot more, but still, You know, when you actually go. When I go back to the UK, you know, I was prepared because you can't even carry pepper spray there.
Oh Lord.
Yourself.
How do you guys defend yourselves?
UK is bad now.
You have to
UK
rely
is
on the police.
oh
Good luck with that. And, you know, but still, when I go there, I'm like, oh, I'm always happy to go back. So when you actually go, you do, it's not as bad.
have fun.
It's not as heightened.
Even when I see like YouTube videos, I'm like, oh, it's nice over there. But then I get
You've
on
never
X,
been
like,
to me.
people are being arrested and people are being stolen from. I'm like, oh Lord. Like France has pickpockets. There's pickpockets all over Paris. It's bad. You know, I was told, oh, you know, oh no, I wasn't told. I saw a guy at a restaurant tell one of the visitors, don't leave your phone on the table because someone will walk by and steal it when we were sitting outside. So I mean, yeah, I mean something happened. Yeah, there's looks maxing. Some modern dating is a nightmare. I'm just praying and fasting that, you know, wherever my husband is, God knows where he knows where he is on the GPS of the earth, and it's just knocking some sense into him, and that's why it's taking so long for us to get together, because he needs to work on his character as well as mine. But yeah, I mean, it's just when I go on dating apps, I get physically ill because people don't look right. Like when you look at people, I'm not wearing makeup right now, but that's beyond the point. Some people just look strange. Like they don't look, they literally, when you watch movies from the 90s, people looked completely different. Like they looked healthier, they were hotter, right? And the further back you go, people actually look very attractive, you know? But something happened. I don't know what it is, if it's the canned goods, but also people were eating processed foods in the 90s too, in the 80s. But something happened where people don't look, they look sick. People look, a lot of men look androgynous. A lot of women look androgynous. It's like it's a crime to be hot. But the problem is when people become hot, sometimes they get stereotypically hot. Like instead of just being beautiful, they want to look like an escort. And then it looks weird because it's like, why do you feel like, this is my opinion, Julia. Then I'm like, why is it's a bit much. You know what I mean? They go to the Kim Kardashian factory and get you were already beautiful. You just needed to, you know, a little bit of this and a little bit of that. But you get the basketball tatas, the hip injections, the BBLs. I mean, it's not really trendy anymore. BBLs are not trendy no more. No. Whether you're white, black, all of them, the duck lips, and they all, it's like, what's going on now? Like, you know what I mean? Then it's so obvious. And then the other problem is, yes, it's okay to raise your standards, and I'm glad that women have started to raise our standards, but you cannot be talking about sprinkle on the first date. It's crazy. Women used to have tact, right? Women used to get their way without saying anything because of their behavior, and the art of seduction was not, oh, give me the money and wire it to my PayPal account before we even go on the date. That's a transaction. You know what I'm saying? There were women that inspire men to, men would walk down the street and see a woman and say, oh my gosh, I need to talk to her right now. And it was not because the woman was a seductress. It was not because, you know, it was not because they were sprinkling. Or if they did, our grandmothers had men who paid for everything. And they had their own version of sprinkle, but they were not like, this is how it's gonna be. Let me give you the list of what I need before a date. I need you to give me $1,000 for me to get my nails done and my hair done and my this and that and it's too much. It's too much, you know. And then men don't read books. Like men don't read, and so there's two types of men. There's the men who look sick. Like when I'm telling you, like I live in Oregon, they don't look right. Like they look sick. They look like they need a steak. Like they don't eat. Like they have deficiencies. Like, you know what I mean? And then now the new trend is this ugly 1970s. It only worked in the 70s. The mustaches. Now men are doing the mustaches and the mullets and wearing wife beaters.
Oh.
And they're painting their nails and carrying tote bags and drinking matcha. They act like matcha just started existing. And like now they're all drinking matcha and like wearing the little beanies that you fold like this, and it's disgusting. It's like when I like I get sick. Like when I look at them, I get sick. What happened to a man? What happened to wearing a suit? What happened to wearing a button-up shirt and some nice slacks or whatever? Like look, like come on, man. Like it's just it's like nowadays the men who say that they're straight, they look like this, and it's just like I don't want a man who looks like this. I want to be the one who looks like this because I'm a woman. I don't want a man to look like this. And I'm just like, yo, and they're skinny and like it's just.
Listen,
like,
Can I ask you a question, Tumi? When you're talking about dating, what are you looking for? What kind of man are you looking for?
I want to keep that to myself because it's very personal.
Okay.
And plus, I feel like sometimes I get.
No, what will be your ideal man? Not what you're looking for. Your ideal man. Let me rephrase.
That's the same question. That's the same question. I want a man who looks like a man. Like when I look at him, he's giving man vibes. And I also want a man who knows how to dress himself. Because there's a trend called the girlfriend effect, where men dress like they're 12-year-old gamers, wearing, oh my God, wearing the sandals, the Velcro sandals, wearing the GameStop hoodie, wearing the cargo shorts, and you're 34 years old, right? And it's like, what's going on? Yeah, they do have.
Is it more about what he's wearing?
No, it's everything. His character, because there are men who are handsome, but they don't read. When they open their mouth, they give you the script. They give you the Andrew Tate script, right? I have talked to men who are handsome, who when they open their mouth, they're literally talking about Andrew Tate talking points, right? And this is the first conversation we've ever had. You met me at the park. So it's just, they don't know how to speak to women because they're surrounding themselves with other alpha male Chad bros. Like they're not, it's strange because we go to school together as men and women. We work together as men and women, but somehow during COVID, people, obviously we were alone, but it's like they segregated themselves into the sprinkle community and the Andrew Tate community. So now when we get together, we don't even know how to speak because we're not talking about books we read. We're not talking about music. We're talking about Sprinkle and Andrew Tate. And someone asked what Sprinkle is. There's a woman named Shira Seven who has been talking about how men are basically ATM machines and men have to pay for everything, which is not a ludicrous concept, but she is very on the table about it's like a transaction where it's just like, yeah, men care about hot women only, and as a woman, you need to just get a man for what he has. And you should only date rich men, so she calls it Sprinkle. And it's like a code word for like, get that money, sis, in a way, right? So the man should, but it's also talking about old school dating, that what men used to do, which was normalized, that now it's gotten so 50-50 that now when someone talks about it, it sounds extreme. But it's like, the man should send a car to pick you up. The man should get you flowers before the date. But now people are saying that before the date, that he should give you money so you can go and get your hair done and nails done. I don't agree with that because that's your upkeep. You know what I mean? That's what you say that you look like. You say that's your standard. Why don't you already look like that before you go out on the date? That's something that you say you do. I don't know. I don't really agree with that. It's a first date also. And also the whole, I don't do coffee dates, that sort of thing. That's normal to me because like if you are wearing, it depends on the person. There are people who met for coffee and they're married. They've been married for 30 years. But nowadays people are like, well, men are cheap and men want sex. So why should I go and get coffee just to have sex with him and sit there at Starbucks? And plus he wants me to dress a certain way and look a certain way. And the price of the makeup that I'm wearing costs more than the $5 coffee. So they just feel like coffee dates are cheap. So they want to go out to eat. But the issue is that there are women, I have seen videos where it's so disgusting. Women are going out to steakhouses and you can tell they've never been nowhere in their life. That's their first time going there. They don't know how to eat. They literally are picking up the steak like this and eating it like this. And one guy left his date because this black guy, he left his date because he was so disgusted. He said the woman was eating the steak like this.
I think I saw that.
And was chewing it like an animal. And she was like, oh, why did you leave? He's like, you were disgusting me. Like you couldn't even eat your steak. Like it was disgusting. And she's like a grown woman. It's not kids. They're not kids. They're probably like 37, 36. And she's like, oh, the fuck? It was your responsibility. Why didn't you teach me how to eat it then?
Wow.
Yeah, so that's the mentality. The sprinkle and Andrew Tate mindset have severely damaged people because the men are like, well, you don't care about me. You only care about my money. And I still want sex anyways. And you need to be a submissive housewife from day one, right?
Oh, that's lovely, Shannon.
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
That is very beautiful. Congratulations. And now people they expect ATM transactions off the bat, right? So yeah, I'm gonna take you to this nice restaurant, but you're gonna sleep with me and you're gonna submit to me and you're gonna be my Kim Kardashian clone plus be a trad wife. As soon as we get married, you're gonna be ballerina farm and you're never gonna complain. But she's like, well, I want to be flown to Paris on a private plane and I want you to spend 20K a night at the Ritz and buy me 500 flowers. So now we're just screwed because
people have that mindset, that mentality.
People have that mindset. They have that mentality.
Have you noticed though, the Andrew Tates and those Manosphere guys, none of them are like married.
Exactly.
Or have a family that they're raising. They're just.
And the sprinkle lady said she stole her husband from another woman.
And there was an influencer who followed that sprinkle woman who she's a YouTuber.
Yeah, the one who her husband,
and turned out to be a predator.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, he was buying her everything. She didn't have to pay bills, and she was kind of like, that was like a big thing to brag about. And then he turns out to be a predator. So
and I mean, some of the people in the comments are saying that like for their first date, it was very casual, and I think one of the things that happened is we had the girl boss movement where women were like, oh, I'm independent and it's okay to work as hard as a man and I can go 50-50 and it's fine. And then at some point, I know that during like right after COVID, there was a time where I started seeing women crying on TikTok saying I was with a man for 7 years and I moved to be with him because he moved to another place and I moved with him and then he dumped me. And they were together for 7 years. She doesn't have a child. She doesn't have a ring. She did all that for nothing, basically, right? And it became like a thing where people felt like, okay, well, our moms, aunts, some of them had dusty husbands, even though the husband they were in the house, the husband didn't do anything, right? The woman was the one who was basically doing everything around the house and then some. And they felt like women collectively needed to raise their standards. And that's where even the term princess treatment came. And that's when women said, I'm not going out for coffee because it's not doing anything. It's not showing that you even value me as a person. They don't care about that anymore. They don't care about whether the guy's a nice guy. They just feel like as a man, you're going to ask me for sex anyways. So you need to actually invest in me or prove that you're even serious about me or take me more serious than just $5 coffee. They're like very offended by it because they feel like the cool girl suffers. Right? The cool girl who just goes along with it and says, oh, we can live together before marriage. It's fine. Oh, I can pay 50% of the bills. That's fine. I can have a full-time job and raise the kids while you also work and I'm paying half, whatever. Then it's fine. And then they end up doing the emotional labor in the relationship and feel like the husband becomes soft because there's no pressure of I need to work harder to provide for this woman or do nicer things for her or whatever. And they feel like they're traumatized by their own mother's stories of their dad or their own, those sorts of things that they see in their friends, the woman who was crying over the 7 years. So they feel like, well, either way, I'm going to get hurt. I may as well get something nice out of it. You may as well provide and pay, and you're going to pay anyways or for whatever, because men will there are men who will spend all this money with the boys going out to eat. They'll spend $200 with the boys, $500 with the boys going on a boys' night or whatever. So you could spend the $500 getting me something nice to show you appreciate me, because the woman is cooking, cleaning, having sex, raising the kids. And then there are men who like they have children and they don't even know, oh, what is the kid allergic to? What does the kid like to eat for lunch? It's like they're not active participants in their kid's life from what I've seen from all of this sort of content. So the Sprinkle movement was a extreme reaction to women collectively, they feel being mistreated by being a cool girl and being a girl boss, and that backfired on women as a whole because men don't do, and like they act like they're offended when you say, okay, you don't even buy me flowers. Oh, what do you want flowers for? You don't buy me flowers. That's the new response. So women were like, well, we're just going to just not accept this and go for the men who we know have money and at least get something out of that. So then it's like the Andrew Tate and the Sprinkle women they're each other's karma in a way, right?
Yeah.
Well, Andrew Tate has been said that he's the other way. He bats for the other team.
Yeah, I know. I think he's the other way.
But you know what I mean? Like the Kevin Samuels, Andrew Tate disciples, right? The Fresh and Fit podcast. Those sorts of people. Women are all hoes and da-da-da-da-da. They've met their match in the sprinkle because the sprinkle women are like, well, you'll just be left behind. We just won't date you because there's somebody out there who will pay. And even if they're sugar babies, they feel like, well, it is what it is.
The guy's like, I don't know you, so why am I going to?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But then there are people who feel like, well, for everyone who won't, there's someone who will.
Yeah.
So that's how they feel.
Yeah.
I just feel that this generation, well, at least Tumi's generation, that they're getting it wrong. Like the standards they set for themselves when it comes to marriage is quite worrying, and the expectations are quite high. You know, like nobody wants to date the guy with potential. Everybody wants a guy with money.
Because they're scared that the guy with potential is going to leave you once he makes it.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know. So it's
starting a channel about dating, Julia.
Sorry?
Didn't you say you were starting a channel about dating?
My next video is about Megan Thee Stallion and what's his name? Clay Thomas. You know, they're broken up and the whole internet is agog. But I'm coming at it at a different angle, you see, because when I saw them together, I knew it wasn't going to last. Like you don't do hot girl summer, you know, pop your whatever, do all this ratchet stuff and think that a four-time NBA champion is going to put a ring on it when you have a reputation of being a pass around. And that's not to say I'm judging Megan Thee Stallion, but I'm coming at it at a different place.
I mean, it's okay it's okay to judge people based on what they put out into the world.
Yes.
She put that, she is a singer or musician, whatever. She puts that kind of stuff out into the world.
Yes,
right.
She did.
Beyonce is a singer, but she does not put that kind of imagery of herself into the world. Even when she was single, she was not talking about whopping.
Yes, and that's why people hate Beyonce, because they don't know anything about her.
Yeah, she's very private, and she's very sexy, yes, but she's not classless in regard. Like she's not nasty or raunchy or like gross. It's not like ew, huh? You know? Yeah.
So I my channel, Julia calls it. I talk about everything. You see, Julia Unleashed is all about the royal family. YouTube will not let me talk about anything apart from the royal family on that channel. So, and there's only so much you can talk about Meghan Markle, and you're just like tearing your hair out.
Yeah, it's exhausting.
It's exhausting.
They've been pretty quiet since Charles and Camilla came.
Yeah,
but I feel like they're planning something. They have something up their sleeve. Yeah.
The stories are going to start hitting tomorrow to me, or even tonight. You see, so I just feel I want to talk about things that just general topic, like things happening. So now I've talked about the real case, the girl that ran someone over, but this Megan Thee Stallion and Clay Thomas relationship, I'm going to tackle it in a different way, not to call her out or anything, because I don't blame her, but there's some lessons that I feel, because I've been married for a long time, a very, very long time. I feel that with my experience, I have one or two advice I can give people, which is kind of like keep your relationship offline. It's nobody's business. It's nobody. You see, like Tumi said to me just now that, oh, that's personal. I received it. I was happy. I wanted to know, but as soon as she said that.
No, I definitely have a type. I definitely do have a type physically, but also intellectually. Let's say I need a man who is very intellectual, where I am like, wow, he's so smart. Because I think when I was a kid, I wanted to be an archaeologist. And then I wanted to be a wildlife photographer. And I watched a bunch of documentaries as a kid and just like that kind of stuff and love history and all that. So I want a man who, whatever he knows about, I want to sit there and be like intellectually stimulated by it. So I cannot get with a guy who's hot and rich, but he's dumb. I would literally lose my mind, because like, or a man who's like so obsessed with sports to the point where he knows everything about sports, but I don't care about sports personally. So like the intellectual stimulation is not going to be there, because all he cares about is sports. That's my nightmare. Like literally, that is one of my like. I can't do it. You know. So I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
And I married someone like that because I'm like that. So I don't know if it's my autistic brain, but I can't stay with someone that can't stimulate me.
Yeah, no, I would literally lose my mind. Like,
and I married a super. My husband is so smart.
You know, there's people who are like, oh, I never thought about it. I never thought about that. And they're just whatever is like we talked about people having a script. Whatever is on TV, that's what they go with. I would literally lose my mind. I want a guy who, if I said, hey, here's this 3-hour documentary about the Illuminati, he would watch it with me and have actual intellectual points, not, oh, this is just stupid. And then when the Epstein files is on the news, they're like, oh, well, you know, these PDF islands. But then 5 years ago, I was trying to tell you, but you didn't want to hear it. I cannot stand people like that. Those are my people like that. I can't. But also as a content creator, that's where I'm like, when I do get into a relationship, I don't want to share any of it. I don't want anyone to, even when I have a child personally, I don't want anyone to ever even see what my kid looks like. That's me though. Like my kid will be on social media when they're of age and they want to have a social media account, but like they're not a monetization prop for me. Maybe I'll talk about like, oh, as a mom, I'm a mom. You don't see my kid, but these are the things that have helped me postpartum. These are the things I use for myself. That has to do with me, because I hate with a passion when I follow one person and then it becomes a couples channel, then it becomes a family channel. I did not sign up for that. I care about you. I don't care about, no offense, I don't care about the husband or the baby. Like I'm not into that. That's not, because couples channels burn and crash very easy. You know, they always fall apart. So so basically, like I'm the type of person that I would not, at this point, I've thought about it over the years and just observed so many couples that have come and gone on the internet. I would personally only let people know I got married who weren't at the wedding when I posted on Instagram just a wedding photo and just be done with it. But all of this, oh, come with me to try on my dresses, come with me to do. I don't believe in that stuff until after it's finished, because it could be maybe I filmed it all and made a documentary and then I drop it after the ring is on my finger and the marriage contract is signed. Because also I'm not a superstitious person, but I do believe that there are people who are nefarious. There are people who are witches. I'm going to say it. And there are people who, before it's done, if you say one word, it's going to fail, because they are literally, oh, Tumi will never get married. Tumi will never, her fiance is going to leave her, and then things start happening. So literally, it's to the point where I'm not having phones at the wedding. If you see a person with a phone, they're a professional Instagram videographer who's taking content, but there will be no phones. Nobody's going to be Facebook live streaming my wedding. You know, there's always an uncle or aunt or somebody somewhere doing something crazy like that. I hate when at the weddings, all you see is the phones. People are not paying attention. So I will personally be having a no phone wedding. That's me. If people don't agree with it, they can
not marrying a West African. Then
they can kick rocks. So
to put their phones away, because their phone interferes with their camera. With them taking photos.
But they have like the little pouches. They either have the lockers or they have the pouches. And now they have companies that come to the wedding and they will basically act like security guards and put everybody's phone in a pouch and zip it, lock it up, and you can unlock it after the reception when you go home, and the professional photos will be there, and I'll send you a zip file. And you know,
the photographer even says you can take photos for like, you know, the second half for like 10 minutes. That's designated time.
No, I'm not. No, none. There will be none of that, because before you even approve of the photos, you can't even approve. People upload ugly photos of you. No. I'm very type A when it comes to those very specific things, right?
And so you will not have the time. On your wedding day, you'll be so happy, so busy, so irritated, so angry.
But I'm saying that to de-stress myself, you know what I mean? Plus I'm African, so I have to have different ceremonies and this and that. So no phones anywhere.
No, I'm saying you won't have to worry about that. The photographer.
I won't. The photographer. I'll have professional. And they even have professional content creators who come to the wedding. It's called Follow the Bride. So they do Instagram type of behind the scenes content nowadays. So I'll just do all that, and everyone else will have the time of their lives and enjoy themselves and not be itching because they're missing their phone, and you guys will have a great time. So
Oh, we invited.
yeah, obviously. Duh. Why wouldn't you be? So
Well,
guys,
we said we were going to be here for an hour, and it's
it's been 2 hours. It's been an Indian movie.
Because it's been a while since we got together.
yeah, exactly. And a lot has been going on. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So tomorrow is William and Catherine's anniversary.
oh
Like,
wow,
Yeah.
I got married the same year as them. So every time I hear about
Me too.
Well, congratulations to both of you.
like 15 years sounds like crazy, man.
I
Wow.
know. I know.
Yeah, that is actually crazy. Congratulations.
Like an adult now. Finally, 15 years.
Wow.
I don't
I
even
know, and my kids are the same as George and Charlotte. Same
Oh.
age. Same year.
Aw.
I have a
Oh.
lot in common with Catherine. That's why I love that girl. She's really lovely. She's a beautiful soul. Not
So I'll
like
have
that.
to ask you. I'll have to ask you guys one day for off of YouTube for relationship advice one day when the time comes. So
Relationship advice, prayer.
and marriage advice. Amen to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no rocket science to marriage. You just have to be tolerant. You just have to respect each other. You just have to have boundaries. When
You know what I
respect your
hate, guys? You know what I hate? I hate guys who don't want to talk. Like, when you talk, you're not even nagging. You're just talking and they're like, oh, can you wrap it up? Like, I've been talking for 2 seconds.
Mhm.
Like, what is wrong with you? They just want to sit around and, oh, why are you mad? Like, it's not necessarily that I'm mad, because I go through this with people that I know in real life that I'm related to, right? Where you're just like, okay, but like, I cleaned the kitchen. Could you at least sweep the floor? And then they just don't. And you're like, why didn't you sweep the floor? Okay. You don't need to say nothing. Like,
to me,
why-
those things are things that you can just overlook. What
No.
matters
It's disrespectful.
What matters is here. It's here.
It's disrespectful. It's disrespectful.
To me, trust me, here. This is where matters.
That's
When
true.
here is pure, you will have the best.
But you can sweep the floor too.
Trust
Just
me,
sweep it.
when here is just
Sweep it.
when that time comes, we'll chat in the group chat.
Okay.
Because there are things that I will tell you. There are
No,
things that
we'll have to meet up in person when the time comes.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
even
If
beforehand.
you're in London, anytime you're in London, come over. But let
Okay.
me tell you something, yeah? You have to be patient. Marriage is patience. You see all those people that are throwing the towel 2 minutes, 3 minutes. They're
Yeah,
going to
after
end
a
up
year.
being alone.
They're not
Because
serious.
that's not marriage.
Yeah.
You say for better, for worse.
For worse,
Which
yep.
means you come, you're not related to this person, and that person comes. So you're two strangers who've decided to give it a go,
Mhm.
to make the most of your marriage. If you respect each other, have boundaries, tolerate each other, know what lines not to cross, know what this person likes, what this person doesn't like, your marriage will be perfect. Honestly, there's no perfect marriage,
Yeah.
but you have a happy marriage. Like I had expectations, but I will not change my husband for anything in the world. Anything. But when I was going into it, I wasn't like all those girls that said, oh, you had to have this, you had to have this, you had to have that.
Yeah,
you had to have
you bring out the list.
No.
This is my terms and conditions.
Yes. I just said, I come from a polygamous home. I've had a very traumatic childhood. I hate divorce. I want someone that will love me, be there for me, understand me, know I'm
Amen.
different. Do you get?
Yeah.
Understand my flaws,
Mhm.
And I said, if I don't get married, that's fine. And then I found someone who tolerates all those things, because it's not easy marrying someone who's neurodivergent. It's not easy.
Mhm.
There are times I don't want to talk.
Mhm.
You see, I just don't want to, because I don't know. There are times I don't want anybody around me. There are times there's so many things. It's part of it. But when you see me on camera, I look normal. But then I have
Yeah,
my
you're
own-
on. Yeah.
the anxiety. Do you get? But when you have someone that understands you, that loves you, that doesn't care about those things, he'll respect you.
Mhm.
You see, he'll respect you. So
No, I agree. I 100% agree. And I feel like that's been my problem, is that I have not met someone who really understands me yet like that.
you will.
And is willing to accept like all the things that come with me, the good and the bad, and me waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning and wanting to have a deep dive discussion and thinking about so many things. But when I do meet that person, I believe that he will know and I will know and will give it a go. And I also, I don't want to divorce either. I don't believe in starter marriages. I believe that once we make a vow in front of God, that's it. Unless something like evil happens. But other than
and
that,
don't limit yourself. Don't say, "Oh, I can only marry a black person," or "I can only." I want a good person.
Yeah.
So whatever color he comes in, accept him.
I thought I was going to marry like a Nigerian.
I see you marrying someone because of your demeanor, the kind of person you are. Nigerian guys will really like you because you're very, very calm. I'm telling you, you're very, very calm.
That's very
so.
funny.
And
if I was a man, it's someone like Tumi that talks too much that I'll marry. Because I love it when Tumi is talking. I love it. I love it.
Sometimes I feel like I'm taking over the conversation.
No. When you come to my channel, I tell you that, don't I? When you come to my channel, I'm like, Tumi, you take over.
Okay.
And I'm listening, but I'm acting like, because that's me. I act like I'm there. I'm hearing every single thing. I'm soaking it up. I like it. I want to be like that, but I'm not.
No, I mean, I don't know if I have ADD or ADHD or whatever they're calling things these days. I have some moments where I'm hyper fixated on certain things. I become, whatever. But like at the end of the day, we're all just people, and that's my problem with the sprinkle and manosphere is that we've become caricatures. They've turned people into caricatures. So I'm either a Kim Kardashian escort clone who wants to drain your bank account, or I'm like, I don't wear makeup, little house on the prairie, wearing a little floral dress, baking pies, having 17 children. And there's no either or. There's no nuance. There's no, I'm a high-rise, living in a high-rise apartment in New York City, having one-night stands every week because I'm a liberal. Or I'm in Florida, MAGA, big hair extensions, big eyelashes, dressed like I don't know who. You're like wearing a red pencil skirt, and I don't know what. Marrying an older man who's a Florida billionaire. Whatever. I don't know what they think, right? So all of these stereotypes and archetypes is just annoying because there's no room for nuance and people who are like, I don't want to say on the spectrum, but on the spectrum of different beliefs and different things.
America doesn't see spectrum as a bad thing. We don't see spectrum as a bad thing. I think it's my superpower.
Yeah. No, but I didn't mean
as a bad thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I meant like here it's like they draw a line in the sand and say, what side are you on? And there's no room to be, I'm like, I have all of these different thoughts and different opinions. You know what I mean? I may not agree. There's certain things I personally would not want to partake in, but I feel like, okay, for example, what was it? Christy Noam, her husband, and the things he was into. And I said, I was talking to someone who we were talking, and I was like, look, I don't agree with that. I would not want my husband partaking in those things. However, if a married man and a married woman, he was into cross-dressing.
The Oxford University.
He was into some cross-dressing, something like that, right? Yeah, cross-dressing, fake tatas, something like that, right? I don't remember. Something. Yeah. So, yeah.
You did.
It was a few weeks ago. Yeah, everyone was talking about it.
And it's not like he's classed as transgender or anything like that, but just it's like a
fetish.
Yeah, although that's up for debate about.
Yeah,
I don't find that attractive.
Yeah, no, I mean because there's always been men who do those certain things.
Yeah,
and I do not agree. I don't personally and morally agree with those things in my opinion. However, when you talked about pillow talk, there are some people who feel like, okay, you're my wife and I'm your husband and I have to tell you something. This is something that or even when they were dating, I've been going through this. This is something that I've been interested in for a long time. Are you willing to accept that? Because as the wife, you have a say, or the fiance, girlfriend, whatever. If someone is honest with you, I knew a guy who I liked, he liked me, but then he told me I'm bisexual. And he told me, well, we're not together, so we never got together, but he told me that before he liked me and we were just talking, getting to know each other, that his previous relationship was with a man. And he let me decide, is this something I can personally, mentally, and emotionally tolerate and accept? right? So if I had moved forward with the relationship, I would have had the knowledge that this is what I'm dealing with. Am I able to accept it? And I respect him for even telling me that, because some people do not say nothing, and you find out later on that, you know, that stuff was going on. But you should be able to, two married people know things about each other that nobody else knows. And whatever it is that you're into, there's women who bring other men into the bedroom. I don't agree with that morally and emotionally. To me, that's wicked. But to them, they had that conversation and said, this is what I want to do. And he said, I agree. And that's how they ended up in that situation. Right? So like, what can I say? Even if I was a president or a king and passed 1,000 laws about morality, like Queen Victoria, Queen Victoria had, you know, they had their moral police basically, or whatever at one point. Even in America, they had a moral police. I don't know how that works, because what do you say? Oh, I heard my neighbor liked it this way. And then the moral police come and knock on the door and say, we heard you like to do these things. So we didn't see you. But the spouses or people in the relationship have to willingly consent to what is going on, whether we all agree or not, you know. So that's the thing about relationships. But again, like I said, nowadays, I don't know, man.
We have
tough.
to have a conversation about it.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
Okay, ladies.
Yeah, some of my mods had to leave, so
Okay.
it's been going on.
And
But
we've been here for 2 hours, so
yeah, 2.5 hours now.
yeah.
Very, very
But
interesting.
But it's been fun.
It has.
Thank you guys, everyone in the comments.
Yeah, thank you to all the mods. Thank you to everyone who tuned in, especially if you stayed till the end. My goodness.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
We appreciate
Let us know
it.
what you want. Let us know what you want us to talk about next week, or whatever we have time. It's too.
And you know, by the time a week goes by, we'll probably have some new Meghan and Harry shenanigans and things like
we
that.
have to
And
touch up on those ones. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm
Mr.
gonna watch.
Mr. I'll always be part of the royal family.
Oh, that's a whole new video. My goodness, the nerve.
Harry, when he was in Ukraine, he said he's always going to be part of the royal family.
Yes, you're always going to be part of your family, but you're not a working royal. There's a big difference.
But in Australia, he said that even though they're not working royals, they are working royals, and the more the sooner people get it through their heads, the better.
Yeah, he said that.
Okay, Lizzie, that's fine. If you email me, that would be great. But I think if you watch the David thing, because I think the first day of the stuff is coming on the 1st of May. Let's follow it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, let's follow it up so we come correct.
We can all just get our own little lists of things we want to talk about, and then we'll
everybody one topic each, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay, one topic. All right.
What do you think?
We can do that.
But to me, you're in charge of David because you live in America. And
okay. And other American shenanigans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, but because UK we're boring. Nobody has anything. We're always talking about American celebrities. But yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, ladies, let me love you and leave you guys.
Okay, thank you guys. Sorry I was late, but it's okay.
Oh no, you were fine. I thought you were not gonna make it.
No.
So yeah, fingers crossed. This is reoccurring for us, isn't it, Irene?
Yeah, just
once a week. Are you okay with Tuesdays?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Whatever
I
day.
was on holiday yesterday. I could have done yesterday because I've got I had a dental appointment. So I could have gone yesterday. I could have come online yesterday because it was so hot yesterday. The block was hot. But when you said 9 o'clock, I'll be asleep. There was just too much happening. There's too much happening. See? No worries. So we'll see you next week Tuesday. Same time.
All right.
Bye.
Yeah, apparently they said the word on the street is that Harry's upset because Charles can't come and visit him and the kids. I'm like, he's delusional.
Very delusional.
And does he even know how far? It's a 5-hour flight from New York to from the East Coast to California. So
he can
Charles,
if he really wants to see his dad.
Yeah, he can come to the White House, but Trump won't let him in.
No, Trump won't let him in because he's put his foot in his mouth. He talks too much. It's almost like he's drunk the same Kool-Aid that Meghan Markle drinks because he's not saying so many stupid stuff. No. Did you see the video of him touching someone's ass in Australia? I think it was Paula that posted that video.
But he does that though. He's been doing that. He twists men's nipples.
Oh my God.
In Nigeria, of all places.
at Invictus, all of that stuff. Even when he used to party in the club, wasn't there a photo where he was touching someone's nipples or licking them? Something crazy like that.
Yeah.
And he does it to women as well.
Allegedly.
No,
Well, no,
we've seen it. We've seen it.
That's the king's son.
There's photos.
Yeah.
That's the son of the king.
But I think the president needs to give him some advice on how to, deal with kids, make kids loyal, because Trump's kids have never said anything bad about him this whole time. She's, Ivanka was like, my father, he speaks from the heart, and he really means what he says, and he's very sincere, and we love that about him.
Trump is a very nice person.
And Melania was like, I love Donald, I love his mind. So it's so funny. But yeah, he should just ask him, what do I do to get my kids in line? But the thing is, Harry is just impossible, and he has a list of too many demands. And then I think it was Radar Online who said that he's scared because of, he was hunted by the Paps when he was a child, and he's scared that his kids are going to be hunted by the Paps. And I'm like, we live in America, in the land of Britney Spears being hounded by 30 paparazzi, and she would. Michael Jackson put a blanket on his kid's face because of the Paps. If they wanted a picture of Archie and Lily, they would have found one. They would have gotten one. They would do anything in their power. Them driving to the soup kitchen place, whatever. They would have tailed them, but they don't care about them. Who cares about Archie and Lily? Like, we are the only people who talk about them. Nobody cares about them because we've never seen them. Like
they have to call the Paps.
Yeah. But the paparazzi, they have to call them because the paparazzi don't care about them.
They're not going to be hiding under bushes for Harry.
Yeah, they're not. It's just not interesting.
Yeah.
That's what he's mad about. That's why he's like, oh, it's online. The hate is online because there's no paparazzi. They go places, there's no crowds. There's 10 people who show up. And now the Sussex squad, the Sussex squad are like, oh, nobody showed up to see King Charles. There were 600 people at the embassy in DC. It was full, packed to the brim of people wanting to meet him.
And they have to limit it because of the attack on Trump a few days ago. So security is going to be very, very tight. Very tight.
Yeah. But even so, there were still people who came to see him. More people than came to see Harry in Australia. So what are they talking about?
Harry married a woman who is documented calling the Paps all the time. When she was in the UK, she was calling the Paps.
Mm-hmm.
So doing
and then she got upset because of the rule basically with the paparazzi that when they see you in public, they leave you alone. So she got mad because she thought when she got with Harry and went to the UK that it would be like what Catherine went through, but that was before she was a royal. So, it was before she married into the family. So, yeah. Yeah.
So she was very disappointed, and Harry apparently doesn't like the Paps, but he married somebody who desperately wants the Paps.
Yeah, he said he doesn't want to be in the royal family. Then he says he's always going to be a working royal. Then he says, oh, being a royal killed my mom. And then he's like, I'm always going to be part of this family. So the quicker you understand it, the better. He's nuts. He's just not okay.
I think he's saying that because he wants security.
He's never going to get it. Like En Vogue said.
He's not going to get it, no.
Like En Vogue said, you're never going to get it.
Not this time. All right, ladies.
Okay,
bye-bye.
guys. All right, bye.
Bye.
See you guys.
Have a good day.
You
Bye.
too. Bye.
How do I end this?
Thank you, everybody, for joining. Really appreciate you guys tuning into the live. And we shall be joining you guys again next week. And I'll be getting back to my regular videos. So have a lovely day, and I'll see you in the next video.